Yo, Beth, that shit crazy.
On a Saturday, it's All Even with your boy Barry Grant. You can catch me on Instagram and Twitter at All Even Podcast. You can listen to the show on Podbeam as well as Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Deezer, Stitcher, Spotify, iHeartRadio. I'm all over the place, man. And trust me, go to YouTube, hit that subscribe button, like, share, and comment because the page is growing, baby. That All Even wave. Let's get it. Lots to get into. Episode 100. We're going to talk about Dak Prescott and the breaking news about the Dallas Cowboys and what Adam Schefter just reported. We have Phone a Friend. There's a lot of guests on to celebrate episode 100. We're going to talk about everything sports as well. And then the greatest segment on the planet, Dummy of the Week. So let's just jump right into it. Episode 100 is here. I'm so excited. Like, this is such a great milestone for myself. July 13th, 2020 is when the All Even podcast began in regards to the first actual recording. It was an awful podcast episode because I was reading my entire script. I had wrote out the show and tried to do it that way. Shouts to my man Mike Guido. I can't do it like that, so had to learn and really go through the progressions of understanding how to do this. And it's been a great journey, man. From going to school and graduating and having all of these resources at my disposal to COVID being a thing, the school closing, and everything is gone. And just telling myself, listen, I can't fail. I'm not going to just sit here and be depressed and cry about it. I'm going to do something about it. Shouts to my man Bass. He set up a plan for me. We got through some names and we picked one. Went with the All Even podcast, and the rest is, they say, history. Obviously, I'm not where I want to be right now. I got lofty goals where I want to attain. I want to achieve a lot of big things, but I'm on the road to that. But even still that I'm not there, I can be able to appreciate the steps going, the journey. Learning how to do social media because I was off the grid for so many years. Meeting such great people on IG, building a podcasting network of people that you can be able to trust and talk to and, share ideas and promote each other's stuff, to me branching off and creating an interview show where we interview media personalities and ex-athletes. Like I've done 30 interviews of that, IG lives. I created a comedy show with my boy on YouTube. My YouTube channel has grown so much in a year. So many things that I've accomplished, and it's just exciting. I never thought that I would be here. 3 years ago, you would have told me I'd be interviewing this person and I'd be doing this. I'd have looked at you like you crazy. But that's life. Life always gives you challenges that you can be able to battle head on and meet those challenges. That's what I'm about. I'm always about the challenge. What's next? What can I be able to attain? What's the next goal, so to speak? So I'm very appreciative. I'm so happy to be here. All the people that have helped me get to this point. So many people. My day ones out there, the people that supported me from day one, that's listened to my show from day one when it was terrible to now it being okay. You know what I mean? Like, everybody. And to the people who don't listen to my show, I can thank you guys too, because it gives me motivation to be able to keep going and keep trying to be better. I don't need everybody to tell me that my show is good or whatever it is. You can be able to tell me my show sucks or what I can be able to improve on. Constructive criticism is needed in growth. If you're not going to accept criticism, then you don't need to be doing whatever you're doing. So I appreciate everybody. And for a long time, I used to hold on to certain things. Like, if somebody didn't listen to my show, I remember when I first started, I used to send it out to people and nobody would respond, or it was only a few people. And I just be like, yo, these supposed to be my homies and family members and all that, and they not listening to my, like, what's up? But as you go along, you realize that those aren't the people that are going to support you. It's going to be the listeners, the people that you touch in other countries, and they listen to your show and then they're fans of your show. Those are the people that will support you and make sure your brand is growing and growing in the right way. It's not normally the people that you think it is. So we learn a lot of things along the way, and we adapt and we move on. So I'm very appreciative. I love the journey. All Even Podcast is just going to continue to grow. The wave is building. It's growing. Just like the hurricane outside right now. The winds are blowing. The rain is going crazy. The All Even hurricane is coming as well. So I'm just confident. I'm so happy. I'm so appreciative of what's to come, what has happened, all the people that's helped me. So shouts to y'all. Shouts to everybody that supported the podcast so far. And, we got more to do. So moving on, what I want to talk about today is the breaking news that we found out about the Dallas Cowboys and the star of the Dallas Cowboys team, Dak Prescott. We heard from Adam Schefter that Dak Prescott possibly will be dealing with this shoulder thing all year long, and it might not go away. Oh, how convenient. So when I had on my show on Tuesday, I said, hey, I didn't really trust what the hell we was being fed. Kind of makes sense now, right? MRI, second MRI, we're in day 21 and things are not progressing the way it should be. Now they're starting to really come out and be honest about it. Yeah, well, shoulders, he may have to just suck this up and deal with it. Because a couple of seasons ago, he dealt with this. This is something that he had a problem with. I believe it was before the Eagles game, before the most important game of the season. He had hurt his shoulder the week prior. Didn't practice all week. Didn't throw the whole week. Played the game. Did not have a solid game. Eagles won the game. They win the division. So this may be a lingering injury from back then that has never really healed properly. Ankle injury. He's overcompensating in practice, trying to ramp up, trying to throw darts through a wall. And now you have the shoulder injury. So my thing is this. The concern that I have is not the fact that it's going to be a lingering issue all season. It's at some point, surgery is going to be needed. At some point, Dak Prescott is going to have to address this another way, because clearly rest is not going to help. So what are the Dallas Cowboys going to do? What is the backup plan? Do they have a contingency plan in place? Clearly they don't, because Ben DiNucci's here. Garrett Gilbert, or whatever the hell his name is, he's there. There's no plan in place that if Dak Prescott can't go, that's the guy we have to rely on. So if Dak Prescott is struggling all season, they may have to shut him down a few weeks. I'm just speculating. I'm not saying that that's going to happen, but if they were forced to shut him down for a few weeks, but what if it's 3, 4, or 5 weeks they decide to shut him down to see how the shoulder responds after that? What can you expect out of the Dallas Cowboys? Can you expect them to get through to that division? It's possible. The division is not that great on paper, but I have a strong feeling that this division is going to bounce back this year. Other than the Eagles. The Eagles are a dumpster fire. But the Giants, Washington football team, I think those teams are going to be very competitive and may shock a lot of people. So if that's the case, then the Dallas Cowboys season is hanging in the balance right now. Dak Prescott has the Dallas Cowboys season in turmoil. And they hitched themselves to this pony. They hitched themselves to this wagon. You got no choice at this point. You're just going to have to do exactly what Dak feels. If he can go, then go. If he can't, then you have no backup plan. So this is what I wanted Dallas to avoid. This is why I wasn't opposed to keeping Dak, but I wanted to keep Dak at a price that was reasonable for the Dallas Cowboys to be able to execute certain things, to be able to get themselves a competent backup, to maybe get themselves a younger quarterback and just start from scratch that way. But now you have a quarterback with a banged up shoulder and a recovering ankle. That's a concern. So if anybody out there that's a Dak Prescott fan, Dallas Cowboys fan, however optimistic you want to be and portray, this is a concern. Your quarterback has 2 nagging injuries right now that one can affect his mobility and the other one affect his ability to pass the football. This is a problem. I said it on Tuesday. I will continue to say it until I see otherwise. The Dallas Cowboys are in big trouble. They're in big trouble. Jerry must be sweating profusely right now. I'm sure that Mike McCarthy has the little box in the corner and he's starting to pack certain things very slowly. Doesn't have to be in a rush right now. But that box in the corner is going to be a symbol. It'll be something that he can actually keep his eye on and say, you know what? If things don't go right here this second year in Dallas, I may be looking for another job. Because 2 years of under 500 football, I can't see how Jerry Jones is going to be comfortable with that. No matter how much he likes Mike McCarthy, no matter how much he may like Kellen Moore, certain things just may need to be changed. And what I'm seeing right now, I'm not confident. I'm really not. I'm actually pretty nervous about this season. I'm not too optimistic about this season. And I can hear it now, all the people that want to make fun of the Cowboys. Dak Prescott, right? I'm ready for it. I'm ready for the smoke. I'm not going to lie to you. I can just hear it now. Coming up after the break, celebration of episode 100 with a bunch of the fellas. That should be good. On a Saturday, it's all even.
What's up, everyone? I want to give a special shout out to my guy, Barry Grant Jr. from the All Even podcast, man. Congratulations on your 100th episode, man. You've continued to just keep grinding, building your brand, man. I'm so happy for all your success, man. I appreciate you as a friend, as a brother, man, from another coast, man. But hey, keep grinding, keep doing your thing. Like I always say, man, never stop till the work is done, man. Peace out.
Hi, guys. Just a quick message from the #1 guest of all time on the All Even podcast, Darren Campbell. Really just wanted to give a quick congratulations to Barry Grant Jr. and the All Even podcast. Can't wait for the next 100.
Welcome back, y'all. So now let's get to my favorite segment, Phone a Friend.
Call him up, 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 call him up. Competing for a reason, trying to stay undefeated, yeah. Call him up, 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 call him up. Biggest game of the season, don't lie, we're all leaving, yeah.
Who we have on the show today for episode 100? We're going to have a whole bunch of guests on, obviously. But who we have on right now is my good friend Bryson Carver from the Carving It Up podcast. We also have my brother, the shadow guy. That's what I like to call him. Welcome to the show, Bass Michaels and Bryson. How y'all doing, man?
I'm doing good, man. How you doing?
I'm all right. I'm all right, man. You know, episode 100. It's a big day for me personally, but you know,
It's big.
Trying to have fun as much as I can, man. But I appreciate you guys coming on for such a special day today because, you know, it's been a great journey. Episode 100. You know, that guy in the corner there, my man Bass Michaels, he's actually been there since the inception. So, you know, I guess if you want to give a little backstory, Bass.
Well, you know, big fan, first time, long time. Honestly, I mean, you know, just seeing this from the inception, bro, like from the us on the phone. I think we were playing Madden actually,
Right.
running a franchise, I think. And you were like, yo, I really want to start I think I want to start this podcast.
Right.
And I'm the worst person to even tell something like that. Like, oh, word, you want to do that? Okay, cool. So we're gonna do this. We're gonna do that. We're gonna do that. We're gonna get this going.
He's like the LeVar Ball of creativity. Like, if you want to do something, all right, we're gonna go. We're gonna go
automatically. Like, the last thing you want to tell me is you have interest in something, because I'm gonna find a way to make it happen the best I can to help you get there. And bro, 100 episodes, bro.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Come on, man.
Even when you think about it, like it's a pretty decent milestone. Not gonna lie to you, especially like
in a year,
in a little over a year. You know what I mean? That's cool. That's cool.
My God, you're one of those guys, and you couldn't do it unless you naturally had it.
Right.
That's kind of how I feel. Like, unless you can't go that far without being like stale or burning yourself out, and you continuously keep going. You tagged up with so many dope people on the way. Bryson, you're on the list. Like, I think you're pretty dope. You got Guido, you got Alfred, you got like, it's so many people that like I just been introduced through you on this path, and it's amazing. So, 100 episodes is the first of the hundreds. You know what I mean?
Right.
You got to look at it like that, because then the thousands are coming, et cetera, et cetera. But I'm proud of you, boy.
I appreciate you, boy. Bryson, do you have any kind words to say to me, at least for one day? For one day.
Only for today, Barry. It is a special day for you, I will say. No, it was funny. We actually met, I think, through a mutual friend. Shout out Ryan Flowers of Plus Sports Talk. But I remember I had him on my show last November. And around the holidays, early into January, I remembered he had like put a link to your show or something, like one of your new episodes.
Right.
And so I listen. I'm very curious to listen to any sports podcaster. And I was like, okay, this dude's, he's got it.
Yeah.
And so I had you on my show right before the Super Bowl. I
remember.
And I was like, okay, yep, he's gonna be a frequent guest on the show. And no, man, just what you've done over the past, was it a year since you started your show, about 13 months or so. It's been crazy. And to think about the potential you have to grow this into like a freaking empire, man, just shouts to you. And you've not even come close to hitting your ceiling yet.
Nah, I appreciate that, man. I really, really appreciate that. Cause like I said, we definitely, I think we just hit the ground running, man. Like once we started like, talking and kind of, seeing how we have the same interest in certain things. You know what I mean? Obviously you're a fan of different teams than I am, but how you look at the game is kind of how I look at the game as well. So, that's really cool to know that there's a guy literally half my age that has the knowledge that I do, maybe even more. You know what I mean? I think you're probably smarter than I am. So, shouts to you, shouts to what you're doing. And it's been a great journey to meet people like you, meet people like the other guy that just joined the room. Hi, sir. How you doing? All right. Shouts to Alfred. Shouts to Alfred from the Metropolitan Report, Rap Lab. Go ahead and introduce yourself, Alfred. Go ahead, man.
What's up, everybody? My name is Alfred. I host the Metropolitan Report, where I talk about the Mets, even though I'm preparing for a funeral service later today on today's episode. The reason why it hasn't been one in 2 weeks, I was trying to see if it was a turnaround, but
nah, not gonna happen. Not gonna happen.
Pretty much, no. It's over. Even though Mr. Carver down there was trying to send me messages of encouragement the last couple of weeks, but
doesn't work.
No,
I'll try to speak into existence for you, man.
I appreciate it, but yeah, man, I'm new to the sports journey, but I'm not trying to suck up to the host of this show, but if it wasn't for All Even, there wouldn't have been a Metropolitan Report. So, and I've told Barry that like several times. So
I appreciate you, my man. I appreciate you, man.
But
so
can I tell a funny story real quick?
Go ahead, man. You can tell all the stories you can. I will allow it today. That's it.
So when I thought about the Metropolitan Report, the first thing I did, like I sent Barry like a paragraph in a text message, and I'm just like, hey man, I'm thinking about starting this baseball podcast. Can I like get your permission to do so? And he's like, what? And I'm like, listen, I don't want you to think like I'm trying to like be a rip off of you and start talking about sports. And he was like, nah, man, go ahead. Like the first 10 episodes of the Metropolitan Report, I got nervous. I'm like, yo, if Barry don't like it, then it's gonna be a flop.
What up, fellas?
What's up, man? What's up, John?
Ain't nothing. Cooling, man.
John has entered the room. You know, co-host the Fan Perspective podcast. You know, shouts to Eddie Gray. Alfred was over here telling a story about how we met in our journey and stuff like that. So I'll let you go after Alfred goes. So go ahead, Al. How did the whole meetup between me and you kind of happen?
My other podcast, the Rap Lab, you went to high school with like matter of fact, not even just you, but like everybody I meet just happens to go to high school with these guys.
Right.
So it's like you would have thought I went to St. John's Prep too. But nah, so that's how I met you. You actually had reached out to my good guy QG, and me and Rev ended up on your show.
Yeah.
And the rest is history. So and they had put me onto your show from before I even met you. So I'm not gonna lie, when I first spoke to you, I was a little starstruck, but I told Bryson the same thing. I'm like, yo, bro, I listen to you all the time. Like every time I meet one of y'all, I'm starstruck. But yeah, the rest is history. Even though you're not the best Mets fan in the world, you put me on trial.
Hey, listen, I had to put you on trial for a reason. There was a reason for that trial. All right. So don't blame me. Blame yourself for what you did. All right. You put it in there. You put it in the air, and I had to let the people know the truth.
I was a confident fan, bro. But nah, man, you all right, man. Like you all right. I'm glad you and I have crossed paths, bro.
I appreciate you, man. I appreciate you. John, you have any kind words to say?
Yeah, always, brother. Yeah. We joke around or whatever, but we talk personally and stuff like that. But I always got to mess with you online and stuff like that. We go back and forth, so it's all love, though.
Yeah, definitely, man, definitely. I mean, I don't remember what actual time that we actually linked up, man, but it was kind of just like seamless with me and Bryson. Like we just hit it off. You know what I'm saying? Like we just cool from the jump. You know what I mean?
Right, yeah. It was just just Instagram, like I said, and I do it with a lot of people, but like you said, it just clicked. I saw you going live, and I've been tuning in ever since. And then, like I said, we became cool, and we here now. You know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely, man. Definitely. It's been a fun journey, man. Like I've learned a lot in this podcasting world. I remember I never had any social media before this. Like I was one of those people that
I
was
still don't
like off the grid. You know what I mean? And if it wasn't for Baz, shouts to Baz, like he was like, all right, I'm gonna create your IG page for you. I'm like, all right, well, because I don't know how to do any of that stuff. So, he did it, and then I had to learn the ins and outs of how this thing works. And, it's really been fun to see what works and what doesn't, research that you put in, and, the time and all the effort that you put in. It's, you really have to create your brand yourself. Like when you're labeled literally a nobody, because like how the industry looks at us, fellas, is that we're literally no one, right? We don't have a name. We don't have any cachet bringing in. We don't have an audience bringing in. We're starting from the ground up. That's the hardest thing that you can really do. So, shouts to everybody in here, because that y'all are all on your own path to kind of building your own brand and building your careers and your personalities and stuff like that. It's not easy. It's not easy, man. People that we know. I think the biggest thing to me is that you expect your family or your friends and people like that to like support you 100%, right? They're pushing your stuff. They're listening to your stuff. They're, advertising you everywhere, but that's not the reality. It's basically, you get a couple, but the majority, they don't listen. They don't push it. They don't support it. And you have to find a way to get over that. And once you get over that and realize that what you're doing is going to the masses. So even if your quote unquote close people are not listening, you're creating relationships with other people around the world. Like I've talked to people in British Columbia. I've talked to people in England. I've talked to people all over the world. People have emailed my show and say that they listen to my show. That to me is a very humbling experience. You know what I'm saying? The fact that people are actually listening. So, you know, there's times this is the message that I would love to get out there for you guys and whoever's listening, that it doesn't matter if you don't think that people are listening, because there's times where you'll have that thought in your brain where it's like, yo, nobody's listening to me. You know, you'll see your views or you see whatever it is, and just like, damn, like I'm not reaching the people that I think, but people are listening. Even if the people you think are not listening are listening, there's other people that actually like, yo, Bryson's dope, man. I can't wait to every Monday and Thursday and Friday. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I can't wait for that show to drop.
Right.
I can't wait for the Metropolitan Report to drop. I can't wait for the Rap Lab to drop. I can't wait for Fan Perspective to drop. I can't wait for all the hip hop, you know, features that you guys have in your show. Like, all of those things, like, you don't know who's really watching. So it's all about just continuing to believe in yourself, believe in your product, believe in your craft, and just push through. Like that one little nugget of like false, you know, false reality or whatever it is, it's not real. Like, people are listening. You may not think so, but people are listening. You know what I'm saying?
All right.
So we just gotta push through, and you know, we've definitely been together. We've definitely tried to do this together, and we'll continue to do this together. That's the way I look at things, man. You know, keeping your circle tight and making sure that you help people, you promote their stuff, you support their stuff. That's what it's all about. Because if I don't make it, and Bryson makes it, and Al makes it, and John makes it, I'm fine with that. I'll be happy. I never look at y'all and be like, damn, son, yo, Bryson made it and I'm still here. I would feel like I made it too, because I'm like, yo, that's my man. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm so happy for him and his success. Al, the same thing. If he ends up being one of the biggest Met broadcasters of all time, I'll say, listen, he's the man. He's the man. Right. I'll never look at him like there's jealousy. I don't have a jealous bone in my body. And I think the people who are truly, truly successful in this life, they help and they don't have that jealousy, because it's all about letting people be themselves. And sometimes certain people get certain opportunities. Doesn't mean that you're not talented, but certain people look for things. Like, if me and Bryson go into a room and we have our podcasts, he's holding his, I'm holding mine, and somebody says, I like the way Bryson sounds, that's their choice. That doesn't mean that somebody else is not going to listen to me and say, I want to give him a shot one day. But, you know, that jealousy thing, I just don't understand it. I don't know where it comes from with certain people, because I don't have it. You know what I mean? I don't have it.
I agree,
think if you're not,
1,000%.
yeah, I mean, I think if you're not trying to elevate others, what are you doing?
Yeah. Because
if you're only in it for yourself, you know, I've heard one of the great motivational speakers of this era, shout out to Inky Johnson.
Yes, sir.
He's talked about, like, if you're only in it for yourself, that there's only so far you can go.
Right.
But if you got homies like you, Barry, and Alfred and John and many others, then it's kind of like you kind of get to go on this journey as a group,
right?
Rather than just this kind of, you know, Lone Ranger type deal. So, you know, like I said, the relationship with y'all has been unbelievable. Again, I can't wait to see where each and every one of us goes as the years go by. So, yeah, it's kind of my thoughts on that.
Yeah, no, definitely.
Yeah, definitely agree. And like I said, going back to what you was talking about earlier, Barry, just what like you said, like you hit it right on the nose, man. You always do, like I said. And with the friends and family thing, like I told you on your show, and I tell a lot of people, like, oh, I expected it to be bigger, but at the same time, it's like you only got so much family and friends that really gonna support you. You know what I'm saying? It's a brighter audience and stuff like that. Like, you guys support me, like you said, more than like family and friends. You know what I mean? And
exactly,
that's what I definitely appreciate from everything. And like you said, you can't be discouraged. You know, I'll follow y'all guys. I'll be on y'all shows. You know, commenting and whatever. At the same time, I'm learning, and then I'm, you know, helping y'all at the same time. Like you said, it's all about each other. You know, helping each other out and going from there. You know what I mean? Definitely learning every day. Like I said, Barry, you always drop your knowledge. You know what I mean? Bryson, you know, he does his thing as far as, you know, like just holding his own on his own show and stuff like that. You know what I mean? And like I said, everyone, we all built basically from you, Barry. To be honest, like I said, we all met from you. You know what I mean? So definitely appreciate you, man.
Nah, I appreciate that, man. It's all about introducing, other people to other people, because you don't know, you don't know what can click. You don't know, what you have in common, because we come from different walks of life, man. Everybody has their different stories, their different paths, but we all have something in common. And the thing that we have in common is sports. Like sports, I've always said, is the great unifier. No matter if we don't agree on anything else, we can always have a nice laugh and come together and have nice debates and discussions about sports. Now, the fact that we have a bond and stuff outside of sports, it makes it even better. But sports in itself is just a great unifier, and that's why I love it so much. I said on my boy Terrence show on Thursday night, that everybody that has children or who grows up, they need to be in sports. It has nothing to do with being the biggest athlete. It doesn't have to be you're going to be the next LeBron James or MJ, but it's about teaching you how not to be socially awkward, how to be accepted in a team, because as you grow and get older, it's all about team. You work you work somewhere, you have to be on a team. You go it's all about that teamwork and that team camaraderie. You bring that everywhere you go. And that's the way I approach life. It's about your teammates. How good are your teammates? If your teammates are not good around you, how much better are you going to look? I would rather have a team of people that look way better than I do than me look better than them. I don't like that. Like, I'd rather just kind of fall to the back and let everybody else shine. Yeah, I have a big personality, but that doesn't mean that I always want to be the big personality. You know what I mean? Like, I'd rather give the baton to somebody else and let them rock, because that's just the way a team works. Like, everybody on the team deserves their time to shine. You feel what I'm saying? So that's what it's all about, man. And we have some things on the horizon that I'm not gonna break yet, but that's basically what it is. So yeah, man. Alfred, you got anything to say? Because you a little quiet down there. What's up, man? What's up?
I'm just letting you drop gems like you always do, bro. Nah, but you out here and you built the community. You're like the you're like the chief, man. You built the community. Started with just you, and then Bryson came, then John came, then I came. So
right.
Yeah, man. I saw the smoke signal from the fire you made with the twigs, bro.
Right.
Listen, man. But this is not just gonna be a very heart-to-heart conversation today, fellas. We got to get into some sports news, because I am beside myself right now. I'm beside myself.
Oh, you've been watching Hard Knocks, huh?
I know where you're going with this. I don't want to talk about Hard Knocks. I have bigger fish to fry right now. Bryson, I think you know exactly what I'm talking about.
Yep.
I said it on my show on Tuesday. Nobody gets an MRI a second time because they just want to. Nobody walks into an MRI building and say, I got a little twinge in my shoulder. I just want to get checked out. Hey, I've been dealing with this sore calf for like 2 days. Maybe you can be able to check. Something's going on with Dak Prescott's shoulder, and now we heard from Chef that he may be dealing with this all season long. Fellas, I'm going to give it to Bryson. John, you can take it, and then Al can take it after. Go ahead.
Okay. So, a few weeks ago when the story broke about the original shoulder injury, we obviously thought it would be just a few days. That was every report coming out of Oxnard, California.
Days. Exactly.
A few days. Now, 21 days later, it's an entirely different feel, I think, around the organization, around the fan base, around the National Football League. I will say this, and Dak did have a shoulder injury a couple of years ago, if you remember.
Yes,
he obviously
against the Eagles. Remember, he had a bad game against the Eagles because of that, right?
He played bad against the Eagles. However, albeit against a bad team, the very next week he threw for like 4 touchdowns against Washington. So if he can adjust to this shoulder injury, it being, we've heard this word a lot the last year and a half, new normal. If he can adjust to that, I'm not worried about Dak. I mean, the guy who last won the Super Bowl, different injury, but he played with a torn MCL the whole season. So
that is Brady, though. Come on.
It is Brady, obviously, and he's wired differently.
Yeah.
But I think how Dak dealt with the shoulder injury a couple of years back, if it's something he's got to deal with all season, it's obviously not preferable. Yeah. But they'll play Tampa Bay a little less than 3 weeks from now. And the good thing for the Cowboys is they get 10 days before their next game against the LA Chargers. And then about a few more weeks later, they got the bye. So I think it will gradually heal as the season goes on. I'm not as worried or have as much anxiety about this as you do, Barry. But it's not good news from Adam Schefter, but I don't think it's season-ending news by any stretch of the imagination.
Okay, that's fair. Go ahead, John. What do you think about that, man?
Man, we it's nothing. Cause we're gonna talk about practice. Like the new norm is not the practice anyways.
Right.
And then like going to Tom Brady. Remember Tom Brady, 2 years ago was like on the injury report like every Sunday.
Yeah.
For like his shoulder or something like that. So I think Dak will be fine. Like I said, he won't be practicing as much. He's not gonna play the rest of the preseason, but one more game anyway. So he'll be all right, man. Like I said, all this technology and all this other stuff, man. I mean, it will linger. I don't think it should affect his play or nothing like that. So I think he'll be all right, man. Like I say, he's gonna get the therapy after every game, all that. He got enough money. You could be like Russell Wilson and LeBron, spend $1 million on his body. Seriously, though.
Well, he can afford it. That is true.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He can afford it, and he'll be all right, man. Like I said, it's not gonna be nothing that's gonna affect his throwing ability or nothing like that to worry about. You know what I mean? So I think he'll be all right, man. He'll be there opening day, and Dallas will get smoked the first game of the season, but it'll be all right.
What about you, Al? What do you think?
Well, now he'll play. He'll play. Oh, he'll play. He ain't gonna play well. He'll play.
Oh, come on, Alfred.
He'll play
now. Come on.
So you Cowboys fans might want to get on your horses and
why see we trying to have a serious conversation here, and now you're gonna throw shots at the fan base. Don't do that.
Oh, man.
Don't do
that.
Listen.
You gotta get in the defensive now.
First off, last season, the last image we saw of this man was his ankle was dangling from his foot, was it not?
Yeah, it was on backwards. Yes.
All right. Now all of a sudden he's got a shoulder injury. Like the guy, you guys paid him. Your daddy Jerry gave him the money, even though you didn't want him to give him the money.
I did not. No.
And look, and now he's hanging by a thread. So he'll play. I'm not going to draft him in fantasy. I don't suggest any of you do. But and don't draft Zeke either, because it's been proven that Zeke is ineffective when Dak is not in the lineup. So
Alfred dropping fantasy information,
right? Dropping fantasy jewels, right?
Fantasy gems right now. Here's my take, fellas. I hear what Bryson's saying. I hear what John's saying. I even hear what Al is saying, even though he wants to take shots. But my problem is that how long is this going to be an issue? Because the worst thing that you can have as a quarterback is a shoulder problem. So even if he battles through this season, right? Say he has a decent season, they end up finishing 10-7 or 11-6 or whatever it is. At some point, they're going to have to go into that shoulder. Do you actually want your star quarterback that you're paying $40+ million to get surgery on a shoulder? You saw what happened to Cam. Cam had shoulder surgery, and he hasn't been the same since, because once you start to get one injury, they start to pile up because your body overcompensates. So that's what we probably saw with Dak, is that he's kind of being a little ginger with the ankle, because there was some scar tissue there with the shoulder, like you were saying before, Bryson, because he had the injury a few years back. It's just reared its ugly head now. So this is going to be, it may not be an issue in the short term. People are not worried, but this is a problem because surgery's coming. I can already tell that surgery is going to come eventually. And if the Dallas Cowboys have to depend on DiNucci and Gilbert, it's going to be a long season, a very long season. So I'm not too optimistic of what's going on, fellas. I really not.
You know, Ben DiNucci's initials tell you what he is.
BAD.
Bad. Ben Anthony DiNucci.
Now, go ahead, Bryce. Go ahead.
You know, you might as well if this is an injury that lingers, and again, if Schefter is correct, and it's rare that he's not, you might as well get on the phone with Chicago, try and see if you can go get maybe a Nick Foles. Because listen, I'll take Nick Foles over Garrett Gilbert or Bad any day of the week.
Absolutely.
So, but you know, to go back to your point about surgery, that's the question ultimately. Is it going to be something that he's going to have to go under the knife for?
Right.
I don't think any of us have enough information to determine that. I still think it's way too early to determine whether he needs surgery or not.
Right.
But the one thing the Cowboys have said, while there have been some rumblings about how serious the injury is, the one thing they've been consistent on is September the 9th against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, Dak Prescott's going to be the starting quarterback. Like, that's the one thing that has not wavered whatsoever. So that's, again, like, you know, John made a good point about they don't really practice anymore like they used to. So I think that all factors in. I think it'll be fine. I honestly do. I think it'll be fine.
Yeah, like I said, hold on one second. If he like I said, all depends on if you're talking about surgery, it all depends on the Cowboys season. Like, if you're not in that race or whatever, then I can see them just doing it just because. Like I said, he's there, you know, another 3 more years after this year. So just got to, you know, protect that contract and that money. So all depends on the Cowboys season if he has surgeries but I don't know how long them surgeries usually be for like your shoulder and stuff. It depends where they're going in.
It's a long recovery time. I think when you get shoulder surgery, you're normally out anywhere between 4 and 6 months.
Okay, like I say, all depends on the Cowboys season. If you're out early or don't make the playoffs, I can see him shutting them down early and having that surgery. Like I said, it's just the benefit for him for the future. You know what I mean? But I think he'll be all right. Like I said, I'll make a Cowboys prediction and Cowboys win the division.
You and Henny Dre was talking about how the Washington football team was going to win. Now you're going to flip-flop.
No.
Now you're going to flip-flop and talk about
Washington.
Dallas.
No, I like Washington. Don't get it twisted. Like I said, the winner of that division is going to win 9 games, bro. Like, that's
9 games.
That division is really hard, bro.
9 games.
Yeah, Philly gonna get one from one of you guys, maybe the Giants.
Philly may go 2-15 this year. That's how bad they are.
Yeah, they 2 or 3 wins, but like I said, I really think that division, man. Like I said, Tampa. I think that's an L for you guys. Like, it's gonna be hard in that division. So 9 wins. If you get 10, well, it's 17 games. So I give you a 10. Okay, the winner wins 10 games out that division.
Okay, so winner of the division is 10-7. Okay, so we'll see how that goes. Now, I'd like to switch gears here because Alfred likes to throw shots. So I'm not going to allow you to throw shots on my show.
Wait. That's not fair. You didn't even know what I was going to say.
Without me particularly. What were you going to say? Go ahead.
Well, now that you say I was going to throw shots, I say this. I mean, if you want a productive Dak Prescott season, you know, Madden NFL 22 came out yesterday. So all of you Cowboys fans can go play Madden and lead that team to the Super Bowl.
You know what? You are something else, man. You are something. So like I said, you want to throw shots at the Cowboys fan base. Now I'm going to have to get you. Your New York Jets. John, your Jets. Al, your Jets. Can you guys explain to me why every year it seems like, although we might be a little snake bitten in regards to Dallas, you guys take the cake? Carl Lawson out for the season. And man, how do you guys feel as Jets Nation? Gang Green, I need to know what's going on with y'all right now, because every time you guys sign a big time defensive guy, he seems to not be available to play. I'm just saying, you had CJ Mosley. He basically has been out for 2 years and signed into a big deal. So what's up, guys? How do you feel, Jets Nation, Gang Green? Let me know.
Well, first off, nobody could have predicted that our big free agent signing was going to rupture his Achilles in training camp.
I could have predicted that.
How could you have predicted that?
You're a Jets fan. It's the Jets. What do you mean?
Nobody. Did you predict that Dak's ankle was going to hang off his foot?
Listen. That's a freak accident. But when you come to the Jets, certain things just happen. You know Black Cat Paul. I talk about Black Cat Paul all the time. Black Cat Jets is a real thing. It's a real thing.
Listen, I went on your Instagram live the other day and said that the Jets are going to have no more than 4 wins this year. And
4 wins.
And you told me that you see what I'm trying to do. And I wasn't trying to do anything.
No. I see right through your BS. You did that because if the Jets go ahead and they go over your prediction, you're like, oh, they exceeded my expectations.
Listen, I am
expecting not as bad as 4 wins. They're not that bad.
Listen, I am expecting a down year. They have no weapons. If I was an opposing NFL defensive coordinator and I saw Zach Wilson, Tevin Coleman, Corey Davis, and Jamison Crowder and Ryan Griffin as the guys who I got to stop, I would salivate. I would salivate, especially if I have a top-ranked defense. I would be like, this is a bye week. So I've come into I'm not a delusional fan. I have come into this season already acknowledging that we're not going to have much success.
John, what you think, man?
I don't know. That was just bad. I think I jinxed it. That was the show right before that Wednesday. What was it? Whatever day it was, man. The next day he gets hurt. We had like 4 or 5 people got carted off that same day. Mims got carted off. Like, I don't know, man. I still stand on my 6 wins though, but that is a big loss, man. Like I said, CJ, that Bills, like I said, the first year with Gase was semi-successful because we won 7-9 and
7-9,
and that when Mosey got hurt against the Bills,
everything changed.
Was winning.
Yeah,
we was winning that game.
Right, absolutely.
They came back and won the game.
Right.
And he's like I said, he's a big boy, and like I said, that's why I said we got some talent. But like I said, with Lawson getting hurt, man, like it's just crazy, man. We're getting there, but like I said, 6 wins is not still a lot, and not, we can get it with 17 wins. But yeah, it just sucks. It just sucks. That's why I don't watch preseason, man. Preseason is all the jinx, man. No, we shouldn't play. None of your starters should play in preseason. Like, do like NBA almost, like do the summer league and get it over with. But yeah, man, like I said, it's just, it's gonna be another long year. But like I said, 6 wins is better than 2 wins last year. Like I said, we're gonna be competitive. Everyone always say, "Oh, we don't got talent," but they start naming like 4 or 5 guys. Like, on paper they look good, so we got just give us a chance.
Yeah.
Like I said, 6 wins. I'm not going out the window saying, "Oh, we're gonna make the playoffs."
Right.
I'm not going out the window. Like I said, I never do that with none of my teams. You know what I mean? I'm not a delusional fan, as Alfred's saying, but I try to keep it real, man. And like I said, 6 wins is definitely feasible for us. So, but it sucks, man. It definitely sucks, bro. But you have, as you said on your show too, you got Smith that might be available, so we might trade for him. You know what I mean? And put him on that linebacker corps. So we'll see.
What are your thoughts, Bryson?
Well, right now I'm looking at the schedule, and it's not looking so good for you guys. First of all, you got Jim McMahon 2.0 at quarterback.
Oh my goodness,
I got my headband just for him.
You look better than him with that headband because he's not impressive. He's just not impressive, man. He doesn't impress me.
Well, first of all, with him, it sounds cliche, but man, it matters. I don't see it with Zach Wilson. I don't see that. I see more cocky than confident.
Yes.
Like, you know me, Barry. I'm not a Mac Jones fan, but I at least see more confidence than cockiness, if you will, with Mac Jones. Obviously losing Carl Lawson, was just devastating for y'all, and that just sucks. But look at this division. Buffalo's by far, it's their division to lose. They're in the Super Bowl picture. They're probably one of the 5 best teams in the NFL. They're going to win the division. And so at that point, I think it's a battle between Miami and New England. And that could go either way because I'm not so sure about either's quarterback play at this stage in the game. But I look at the Jets. I like Robert Saleh. I really do think he's going to be a good coach. But today, you can't say he's not the worst coach in the division right now, because Sean McDermott, what he's done in Buffalo has been
amazing.
Unbelievable.
Right.
Belichick, that speaks for itself. And then Brian Flores, what he's done in just 2 years with the Miami Dolphins, big shout out to him.
Well, yeah, you're right. You're right, Bryson. I think you have to call him right now the worst coach in the division because
But
he's unproven as a head coach.
Right.
how fair is
Himself.
he hasn't coached a game in the NFL yet?
No, I
Right,
understand
exactly.
that. I'm just saying that if you're gonna rank them, he's going to be 4.
Yeah, not.
But he's not
1000%,
going to be anywhere else because he hasn't coached the game yet. So he's going to be, by default, the worst coach in the division.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That's all I'm saying. Yeah, that's all I'm saying.
Like I said, I'm not
trying to come at your man, bro. All right.
like I said, I ain't arguing with nobody. We're definitely gonna be fourth in that. Like we're coming last in that division.
Yeah,
absolutely. New England, they added talent. Miami's is all on Tua. They could win the division if Tua plays properly.
Yeah, I don't know about that. I don't know about that.
I think with that Tua, if Tua comes to play, bro, listen, man, it's different. They got talent everywhere, like every position, man.
But let's keep
Miami's
it on
very
it.
talented. They're more talented than Buffalo.
Has anybody in here? I disagree with that. Has anybody in here ever thought that Tua was really, really an exceptional quarterback?
I did coming out of the draft. I did. I liked him a lot. Accuracy, but my biggest concern for him was injuries.
Right.
But you look at last year, and I don't know if the hit factored at all. We're going to find that out this year.
It's possible.
But you look at he's getting benched multiple times for Ryan Fitzpatrick, who's a career journeyman backup. Arm strength did not blow you away whatsoever. I think out of the 35 qualified quarterbacks that played last year, I think Tua is ranked like 32nd.
Right.
And so he was down near the bottom. So listen, you think about another quarterback, and he's not in a very good situation at all as we speak, but think about Jared Goff and how horrible he was his rookie year and came back the next couple of years and got the Rams to the playoffs. So, listen, I don't think it's fair to judge Tua after just one season, but it's kind of the old Bill Parcells saying, like, if you bring a rookie quarterback in, you kind of let him develop his first year. By year 2, you need to start seeing some real improvement. And if you still don't see it by year 3, you cut him.
Exactly.
That's kind of how it goes in the NFL. So I don't think Miami is more talented than Buffalo. They are extremely talented, but like you said, it all hinges on Tua.
Bryce, I know you do your research and you're good on paper. Come back to me on that. Check position by position. Just check it. I just
defensively, I think they're better. I agree. I think defensively they're better.
Yeah. Offensively, come on, man. Come on. Offensively, they got better weapons. They got better weapons.
Stephon Diggs.
So let's do it. So better running backs in Miami. Do you think Miami has better running backs than Buffalo does?
Absolutely.
Devin Singletary is better than anybody Miami has.
I agree.
What?
Of course he is.
Devin Singletary, man, he's supposed to have a big year last year. As Alfred was talking about some fantasy stuff, like he disappointed all the fantasy people.
I had him on my fantasy team last year, so I know.
Yeah. So
I didn't say he was great, but at the same time, he's better than anybody Miami has right now.
No, watch, and then which color had 1,000 yards last year?
What's his name? Gaskin.
Gaskin, yeah, Gaskin is better than Singletary, bro. Don't sleep on Gaskin, man.
Gaskin's all right. He's not bad.
He's a good player, but I don't know.
Yeah. Now go to the receiver. You said what you call it as a receiver,
Diggs.
but Diggs, okay. Now what's the Miami receivers? Go ahead.
I like Jalen Waddle out of the draft. Gesicki, I will say this: Gesicki is the better tight end than anybody Buffalo has. Gesicki is mad underrated.
Yes, he is.
But look at the other receivers. Do you really try? I mean, he's cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs, but Cole Beasley, one of the best slot receivers in the NFL.
Right.
2-time Dummy of the Week champ on this show. Then we got other guys like John Brown. Is John Brown still there?
No, I think he left.
Did he leave? Okay. And so that obviously hurts him. But and then quarterback. We all know it's a quarterback driven league, and the gap between Josh Allen and Tua, it's the Grand Canyon.
Yeah, absolutely. Probably further. But they got. Remember, Miami got Fuller over there too.
They did. Will Fuller. Yep.
So, like I said, the Miami receiving core and tight end, I give it to Miami. Running backs, I still like Miami, but it could be a toss. The running backs, like I said, the quarterbacks, like you said, Josh Allen by far. Yeah. How about the line? What you think about the line? Buffalo does have a solid line, but
yeah, they do. Miami's line isn't great.
I think Buffalo has a top 5 line, in my opinion.
The line, right? Yeah. So you get Buffalo line. So it's more closer than what
Nah, you're right.
Bryson,
listen,
you know what I mean?
It's interesting that you put it that way. I just believe that I've always said this about, Buffalo, that they have the trio, right? They have the football trinity, is like I like to say, good owner, good coach, good quarterback. When you have that trio, just like New England had for 20 plus years, you're going to win more times than you're going to lose. Anytime you have that situation perfect and they're all in sync, simpatico, like, it's always going to be good. So that's what Buffalo has more than what Miami has, more than anybody else in that division has right now. So that's why Buffalo is the toast of that division. But you're right. I think, you said that the NFC East is going to be, maybe tough this year. I think the AFC East is going to be very, very tough and very, very underrated. I think that division is going to be really, really hard. All games are going to be competitive. The Jets always are very competitive against the Patriots. The Dolphins are always competitive against the Pats. The Bills are always competitive against the Pats. So you have these rivalries within that division that are really, really good, and it makes for good football. So, I'm really interested to see how that breaks down this year.
Right.
No doubt.
Absolutely.
Now, did you guys hear this? My man, Hall of Famer, wide receiver, Terrell Owens wants to make an NFL comeback at age 47. Why? What is he doing? If nobody wanted him at 37, why would he feel that people want him at 47? Go ahead.
Need this right there.
I got this. So
Yeah,
this
you got
is,
Yeah, you can carry this one.
look at, when you look at T.O., at just his physique, he's in ridiculously great shape.
Amazing shape.
And by the way, you saw him run. I think he raced Tyreek Hill, and he pushed him. He gave him a run for his money.
Yeah.
And so, but that doesn't mean you can necessarily run the routes like Tyreek Hill can.
And he's never been a route runner. He's never been a great route runner in his career.
No, never has. And so when you look at the fact that, he bounced around the league, he hasn't played in the NFL, correct me if I'm wrong, since 2010. This is Tim Tebow all over again. He's just not switching positions. He's 47. Obviously, in my view, he's one of the 3 greatest receivers ever. You look at his numbers. I mean, he was just dominant. But do you think they're going to take a guy who's been out of the league for 10 years, who's closer to 50 than 40?
Right.
Nobody's going to sign T.O. Nobody's going to sign T.O.
If a team signs T.O., I wouldn't even know what team would do that. There's some bad organizations in the NFL. I really don't think that any team would actually say, that T.O. guy, let's try to give him a workout, because why? If you sign him, the circus is coming to town.
Yeah.
So you don't want that type of distraction in your locker room, even if he can be productive. That's just, we're not even talking about the production side of it. We're just talking about everything else that comes with it. So that's the problem, is that why? I think if he wants to make a comeback, I would rather see him try to play in the CFL or something like that, or wait until the XFL comes along and play there. I think T.O. in the XFL would really be good. I think it'd be good for ratings. I think it'd be good for him. I think it'd be good for that actual that organization and that league, because they're gonna need star power. So why not wait for that? Train all season and wait for the XFL to come around and play there. But this NFL thing, no. What are your thoughts, Alfred?
I'll tell you this. So T.O. wants to make a comeback. There is a perfect place in the NFL for him.
Where's that?
The NFL has a sponsored flag football league. That's where T.O.
Man, he put up crazy numbers.
And now, mind you, I was the biggest Terrell Owens fan as a kid, right? And from his days in San Francisco to the Eagles and even to the dreaded Cowboys, I was always a T.O. supporter and a fan. He's the reason why I dislike Donovan McNabb. However, the only people who can approach, outside of Tom Brady, the only NFL position that a player can have at that age is if he wants to convert to a punter or a kicker.
Right.
And I doubt Terrell Owens is going to punt footballs at 47 years old.
Nah, he's not going to do that.
And then even so, what team would want to take him? Even the worst NFL team is not going to want to take. And then not only that, remember, Terrell Owens is somebody of high stature. So he's probably going to demand some type of ludicrous contract that's not going to be worth it.
I don't think he would. I think he just wants to play. I think he would take the vet men and play. Honestly,
You think so? I mean,
I would.
Yeah, he would.
that's rough. And we've seen what happened before when these older receivers try to either hang on or come back. Look at Jerry Rice in what was it, 2004 with the what was it, the Bears and the Seahawks didn't latch on.
Broncos, I think.
I think it was the Broncos.
Last team was the Broncos. Yeah.
I could
I
have
think it was the Broncos,
swore it was Chicago, but even Ocho Cinco is funny that Hard Knocks is currently airing because
Right with the Pats, that was a bad
And the Dolphins.
Yeah.
and the Dolphins.
and the Dolphins. Joe Philbin cut him on Hard Knocks, which was
Yeah.
hilarious.
Well, I remember
Yeah.
the reason why he got cut was because of the domestic
headbutt.
violence stuff. Right?
Yeah,
So,
but even
Yeah.
so, like, to have T.O. sit down in a room like he's an undrafted free agent and get the speech from Joe Philbin. I mean, Ocho Cinco get the speech from Joe Philbin. You're a heck of a football player, and you're gonna latch on somewhere in this league was just crazy. But now Terrell Owens in the NFL, I can't see it. The only person pushing over the age of 40 who can have a premier role is Tom Brady. But I don't see T.O. coming back. I don't see him. He'll probably you know what he's gonna do? He's probably gonna rent a high school football field out and have a showcase or a workout.
Yeah, he probably
Right.
will.
And there's going to be scouts from like 7 bad teams that are not going anywhere. Who knows? Maybe they might even revive NFL Europe to give him a chance. So, but I don't see him on an NFL roster. I'm sorry.
I'm telling you, man.
Hey, just real quick, speaking of NFL Europe, how dope was the defensive line coach of the Dallas Cowboys?
He's the man. He's the man.
That dude's awesome.
He's the man. He's definitely the man. I like that guy. I like that guy. Oh, matter of fact, what do you guys think of Hard Knocks? I mean, me and Bryson are a Cowboys fan, so we're gonna be a little bit more biased. But what are your thoughts on Hard Knocks, fellas?
I watch Hard Knocks every season, regardless of who's on it. I've always, my favorite part of Hard Knocks, the hidden camera all the way in the corner of the ceiling in the coach's office, and they're like, "Hey, coach wants to see you in his office," and
oh, so you like the cuts? That's what's wrong with you. See, I know that you are very dark-hearted, just awful person.
No, because it's always no matter what year, no matter what team, if they tell you bring the iPad or bring the tablet or bring the playbook, you're getting cut. And then the speech is always the same. You're a heck of a player. You're really gifted, and you're gonna find a place in this league.
You know what? You're right.
Sure.
You're absolutely right. I would love for these coaches or whoever's doing the firing to just be honest. Listen, I'm not gonna lie to you, man. I don't like the way you run routes. I don't like the way you run routes. I don't like the way your uniform is always dirty. You're messy. Your room is terrible. You're leaving the dishes in the sink. All of these things we don't like, and this is why you're getting cut today. If you can be able to clean these things up, maybe you'll end up being an NFL player. Like, don't sugarcoat it. Don't just tell me that I'm a good player, because if I'm a good player, I should be on a damn team. Don't tell me that. Give me the truth. I need more candid stuff from these guys that are doing the firings. So I'm actually with Alfred on that. Like, they need to kind of change it up. I'm with you, man.
My only issue with Hard Knocks, and this is not just with the Cowboys, but every single season, there are just certain players on the team that you see them in the background, like when a coach is on the sideline talking to the quarterback and the guy will jog by in the background, and he's actually a decent part of the team, and they just don't speak about him, or he gets like one mention like every 40 minutes.
Of course, they usually don't put Super Bowl contenders on Hard Knocks. They just, whoever has the biggest story, the biggest offseason headlines, they're going to throw on Hard Knocks. Like, they wanted to put Jacksonville on there. That'd have been interesting with Trevor Lawrence and Tim Tebow. But I think they may have even wanted to do Tampa Bay as well. But the Cowboys would probably, at least this year, a good choice.
I think they need to start doing that, though. I think
there's a criteria for Hard Knocks. I think you had to have like missed the playoffs, like maybe either the 2 consecutive seasons before you can get on, I believe. Gotcha. So yeah, no Super Bowl contender. And then also they want drama on Hard Knocks. You can't put the Buccaneers the season after they won the Super Bowl. It's all harmony.
I don't know, man. I'd like to see Tom Brady punt some footballs and throw his helmet.
That's the thing, man. I think doing a Hard Knocks for the Super Bowl champions, whoever it is, I think that'd be cool, because it's still fresh in people's minds that this is the champions of the league. So you would want a little bit more insider insight on that. So I think that they should start to maybe go that direction. Whoever wins the Super Bowl, let them have the Hard Knocks for the next season.
I think what they should do going forward, they should take a fan vote. Give like 5 or 6 teams and just let the people vote for who they want to see on there.
I like that too.
Yeah, because Hard Knocks, as much as I love the show, there have just been some seasons I didn't care for the Browns. I didn't care for the Dolphins. The Falcons were okay, but certain seasons like last year, I didn't care for the two LA teams to be on there at the same time. So, but I was a big fan of the Oakland Raiders 2 years ago.
That was a good one. I enjoyed it.
I'm an AB fan, and in the last episode, they caught him going at Mike Mayock. It was just great.
My favorite one, honestly, I think the Jets had one of the best Hard Knocks.
Oh yeah, and they you see them outside the diner. They're not inside, but like they're shooting the diner from outside, but the audio is inside.
Right, with the
trying to get Revis to negotiate the contract.
They had a real good Hard Knocks, man. I think Rex Ryan was the star of that Hard Knocks that year. He was
like you said, it's all about somebody with a story. Like, you know what I mean? They want the dysfunctional teams, whatever like that. Like Camardi didn't know how many kids he had. Like he had to think about it and stuff like that.
He showed his tattoos. Like I got all my.
All right.
Here. He got a right on his palm.
He got right. Yep. Yeah. Like I said, I don't really watch the Hard Knocks like that. Like I don't know. I just don't watch it.
All right. So switch again, fellas. Bryson, I know that you are a big advocate for looking at NBA schedules for the season. What are your thoughts on opening night? What are your thoughts on the schedule that you've seen so far?
He's already at the stadium, as you can see.
Exactly.
Exactly. Yeah, for those listening, I got the Oracle Arena behind me. Rest in peace, Oracle Arena. But you know, I always look at the opening night and then the Christmas Day schedule. Those are always, and then Martin Luther King Day. I don't know if I checked that one.
Yeah.
But opening nights, could you get much better than Brooklyn and Milwaukee? Milwaukee's going to raise the banner. Brooklyn seems like everybody's picking them to win the finals this year. It's like a foregone conclusion almost with some people.
Right.
So that'll be interesting. You know, in the series that they played last year, I said on my show that before that series started, I said I thought that was the finals. Like those were the two best teams left, and you know it went 7 crazy games. So can't wait for that one. And then Barry, we're gonna have to put a bet on the second game.
Oh, no, we could do that. We could do something.
Yeah, Warriors Lakers at the Staples Center. Clay won't be back by that point, unfortunately, but yeah, that'll be awesome. And then Christmas Day. I mean, you got Atlanta and the Knicks are back on Christmas. You got
I like that.
You know, they have Bucks, Celtics. I'd rather the Sixers been in place of the Celtics. Personally, I'd have been more in favor for that.
I'd rather have the Bulls.
What's that?
The Bulls.
Listen,
the Bulls.
How many televised games did the Bulls have this year, John? Did you check?
I didn't check, but I know it's not that many.
They should have. Lakers always got the most.
Yeah,
Lakers,
they got
Golden State. Yeah,
Lakers and Knicks and stuff like that. Yeah, we don't have. I mean, we do, but we don't. We're not like top 5 in national TV.
I think you guys are gonna be. I really believe that the Bulls are must see this season. I want, like, no matter if they're bad or good, I think that team is a team that I want to watch. Like, if
they're interesting,
they're on TV, I gotta watch the Bulls play because I want to see how Lonzo be able to segue into a leadership role. I want to see him take that step as a leader. We know his intangibles. We know he can play defense. We know that he's improved his shot. We know that he's improved his free throws. We know that he's up to scoring over the past couple seasons. But can he take that step as a leader? Because if he can, with the DeRozan on there, you have Vukovic, you have Levine, they may have something here that they can be able to kind of build on. I'm not saying that they're a playoff team this year, but if things go right, they could be. They definitely could be. Like, I'm not one of those people that look at a team on paper and say, oh, okay, I know. I gotta see how the guys gel. I gotta see how the chemistry works. I gotta see what the coaching plan is. I gotta see how Billy Donovan kind of puts these guys in place and sees what happen with that. But if everything breaks well, man, I think that they can be one of the most exciting teams in the NBA, in my opinion.
Yeah, like I said, that's why I said top 5 or 6. You know what I mean? Yeah. In the division, so that's technically making the playoffs, right? Because it's the top. Yeah. The 7, and 8, right? They're the ones that got to compete.
Well, I mean, they got the play-in tournament again this year.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, you don't want to. Yeah, you want to be 6 or 5. So, but yeah, I said as a Bulls fan, it's exciting because, you know, between injuries and just not being talented like the last 4 years,
right?
It's been a struggle, man. I'm like, man, But I really want to see. I think Ball will be fine. It's the Levine and DeRozan, see how they mix on the floor. That's what I really want to see as a fan, and see how they gel and see how they space the court and stuff like that. See how they play. So yeah, that's what I'm looking forward to. But like I said, going back to the TV games though, but like I said, we got a couple, but we're not in that top 5 though. What else they got, Bryson, on the TV schedule?
No, just I was gonna say the Christmas Day schedule. They've got my Warriors take on the Suns. That should be an interesting game in the middle of the day.
That's actually gonna be a good game
because Clay should be back by that point. All the reports say that they're targeting Christmas. Yeah. And then obviously the big one is Lakers Nets. That'll be, I mean, all the celebrities will be at the Staples. Man, that'll be awesome.
Ooh, you got the trio going against the trio. Oh, and there's storylines mixed
everywhere
into that trio. Oh, it's we talking about Russ versus KD. We got Braun versus Kyrie. We got Russ versus Harden. This is special. It's going to be big time. And listen, if the NBA is listening, Adam Silver, y'all may have to do some conspiracy. You may have to rig some games. We need Nets Lakers NBA final. That might be the highest rated NBA finals in the history of the sport. We need it. So y'all figure out a way to get it done. Whether you got to pay off some refs, do whatever you got to do. Let's see it.
You heard it here. You heard it here first. Barry wants the NBA to rig the entire season. You heard it here first.
I think Tim Donaghy has been banned, sir.
Call him back. Yes. Call him back. Okay. Call him back.
No. He's reffing like rec league games now. But no, and then the nightcap.
Rig nothing, man.
The nightcap is no slouch either. You got Dallas and Utah. Luka versus Donovan Mitchell. That'll be an interesting game as well. So I think the NBA
that should not be a nightcap though. They should have put that on at like 12 o'clock in the afternoon.
That's terrible. Yeah, that's terrible.
I don't. By the time we're gonna see all these good games. Exactly, we're gonna see all these good games, and by the time that game gets on, snooze fest. People are gonna be asleep. They're not gonna care. If I gotta see Rudy Gobert in prime time, no.
How about you close your Christmas Day with Rudy Gobert?
No.
Yeah,
can't do that.
I'm good.
You gotta do the voice one time.
Can't close my Christmas with Rudy Gobert. Not gonna do it. No.
I will say this about the upcoming NBA season. We're going back to 82 games, fellas, and
I can't wait.
And we're starting the season in October, so that
I can't wait.
Thank God.
So that only leads me to believe that the injury bug will increase and catch more people.
You think so?
I think so, because remember, they came from the bubble where they had that infinite layoff. Some teams didn't play in the bubble. Then this season that just passed, we saw a litany of guys go down.
Right.
Guys who are usually durable at that. And that was 72 games in a condensed season. So now you're starting the season. When did last season start? Around
December 22nd.
December 22nd.
All right. Yeah. So you started a season in December and played 72 games, 10 games short of a normal year. Now you're going back to the regular schedule and it's starting earlier. The finals this year ended in what? July
20th.
Yeah, but they have a long off season though, So I think
but the finals have never by the time mid-June usually is when the finals used to end.
Yeah.
So now you push that up a month, and then you give these guys what? August, September, and you're playing by October. Not to mention the young guys got to play summer league and preseason. So some people are gonna go down, bro.
Well, you don't have to worry about wear and tear with the young guys, though.
Yeah, I don't think we're gonna have that, because if you look at the Lakers, for example, they were eliminated early, so they got LeBron has a lot of rest. AD had a lot of rest. Kawhi and those guys. Kawhi went down, so obviously he's going to be rehabbing. All the guys that had injuries last year, they have enough rest to be able to recoup. I don't think that I really they're not going to condense the season again. So I don't think that there's going to be a problem in regards to injuries. Now, granted, it's sports. You're going to have injuries.
You're going to have injuries.
But I don't think that you're going to have as much soft tissue injuries as we had last season. Because of the condensed schedule. That's why we saw a lot of soft tissue, hamstrings and ankles and backs and all that stuff. I don't think you're going to see that as much this season. It'll be more spaced out. Yeah.
I agree. Like you said, because they're getting back to the normal. I mean, we're not back normal. But far as scheduling and stuff like that, you got to think they had this, they couldn't practice, they couldn't do as much as they
Couldn't do
wanted
anything.
to.
Yeah, couldn't do
Right.
anything.
So now it's back to the all right, we meet training camp. We got this, we got that. So I think they'll be fine. Like I said, injuries are gonna happen. Like injuries, you can't predict injuries, you know what I mean?
Right.
But I think everything will be good. And they'll go from there. Like I said, the barring injury and stuff like that, Barry, you don't gotta pay nobody. You don't gotta, shout them out or whatever. Barring injuries, man, it should be Brooklyn.
I gotta
and
make
LA.
sure. I'm one of those fans, John, that I gotta make sure. Okay, I gotta make. I don't like a good competitive NBA final when my Lakers are in. I want dominance. I want it to be over early so I can be able to celebrate in 4 or 5 games. I was very upset in the bubble because we had to push it 6. I wanted it over in 5, and I wanted it over quickly. But
listen,
that's just the way I am as a fan. I get nervous when I watch my team in the finals. I need it to be over quickly. You know what I mean?
Nah, I hear you. As a fan, you definitely. It's like for football, like you want your team to go up 25.
Yeah, I
zip,
want
like
a
28
blowout.
zip.
I want a
early,
blowout. Whoever roots for it, man, I just want to see a good game. I don't want to see that as a fan. I want Dallas to win 52-1. That's what I want to see.
Exactly.
You can't even score 1 point in football, but that's what I want to see. 52-1. That's what I want to see.
Hey,
you know what I mean?
man.
Like, I think everybody in here was happy when we saw the Patriots destroy the Eagles in preseason. It's preseason, but I saw that 35-0, and it made me smile. It made me smile ear to ear because the Philadelphia Eagles are they're just a dumpster fire, and everybody hates them. Everybody hates them.
Nobody likes Philly.
Nobody.
But you know
likes
what? I'll go back to the NBA season, though. A couple of quick things. Number one, and I talked about this on my show the other day, how ironic that the guy who apparently, according to the NBA media, was the MVP.
Yeah.
He ain't playing on Christmas.
Right.
The NBA didn't think he was interesting enough to put on Christmas.
That to me is very interesting, bro. Like even the opening day, schedule, like the big games, Phoenix is not there. Like they just don't respect Phoenix. I think
exactly.
So does that help Phoenix next season, oh fellas? Do you think that they play with a chip on their shoulder and try to prove that they're one of the best teams in the league? Or the late Dennis Green says, like we are what they thought they were. You know what I mean?
That's what I think. Like I said, I think they're just overachieving, and I think people will be on their neck to beat them and stuff like that. I think so that's they got to watch their back, Phoenix, next year.
Yeah,
like they're not gonna be second no more and all that. I can see them 5th or 6th.
Right.
Fighting for that or whatever. But yeah, just like I said, it was a fluke season, and they got to the finals. They got their chance. Chris Paul got his check, and that's it.
Yeah, no, definitely, man, definitely.
It's different when you're the hunted in the Western Conference, especially when I think this is going to be, I'm definitely not going to go so far as to say it's going to be better because there hasn't even been a preseason game that's taken place yet. This is, I'm more excited for this NBA season than I've been for probably since the 15-16 season when, you had Kobe going out the way he did. You had the Warriors win 73, and although it broke my heart, the Cavs coming back from 3-1 down. The series before that, Golden State came back from 3-1 down. So the dunk contest was amazing. And so going into this season, I think we have more true legit contenders than we've had in a while.
Yes.
I mean, you're talking about the Lakers. I'm not that high on the Clippers this year because Kawhi's out. I
don't think anybody. I don't think the Clippers organization is high on their team this year based on the moves they made.
Right, I'm not going to completely rule out Phoenix yet. I'll give them they listen. They won the Western Conference. Give them their respect, and they're bringing back pretty much everybody. Denver's getting Jamal Murray back.
Right.
Golden State's getting Klay Thompson back.
Right.
And so I look all over the West, and I don't think they're a championship team, but I really like Memphis this year. Out east,
Portland is still there. Obviously,
Portland is no pushover.
Right.
Then you look out east. You obviously got Brooklyn. You got Philadelphia. You got Milwaukee. Atlanta was 2 wins away from the finals. There's so many teams this year.
Right.
What's that?
The Knicks.
The Knicks.
Right.
So there's so many teams this year that you look at and you're like, man, this is gonna be a crazy season.
Yeah, yeah. You may see some teams you may see a good amount of teams maybe win 50 games this year. That's how good that these teams are. And they may be able to kind of make the conferences really tough because maybe the top 5 teams are winning 50 games. Who the hell knows? Maybe the top 6 teams are winning 50 games. Who knows? So it's definitely going to be a good season, like Bryson said. Definitely looking forward to it. But let's kind of get into what you were kind of talking about. You didn't really get into it, Bryson, but the Draymond Green KD interview. Everybody here watched it. Bryson broke it down on his show. I didn't get to break it down, but what do you guys think? I guess I'll let Bryson kind of, let him
That's his
start
boy,
off,
yeah,
and then we'll go around.
It left me depressed. It left me sad. And I don't know if I've really recovered from it yet. I watched the whole thing as it aired on YouTube on Bleacher Report. And it kind of confirms what I thought all along. After I saw about a year later, I don't remember when the interview took place. It was about a year after the incident took place.
Right.
Draymond Green was interviewed by ESPN, and they asked him about Kevin Durant. KD had already left for Brooklyn at this point. And they asked about, like, are you guys okay? You cool? He said, yeah, we text every day. I'm like, boy, that's a quick turnaround.
Right.
And so I'm like, then why was there so much bad blood in the organization? And we find out that it was poorly handled by a general manager and a coach who I have great respect for. And it's surprising. I was especially disappointed in Steve Kerr. And I see, John, you got your Bulls hat there. There's a little bit of reference there because Steve Kerr, we saw The Last Dance. Somebody was arguing with somebody every 5 minutes in that documentary. And don't put that freaking Yankees hat down, John. I hate the Yankees. The point is that Steve Kerr was with the Chicago Bulls. He got punched by Michael Jordan, right? The Scottie Pippen thing happened when he refused to go in the game, and I think it was 94. So the fact that he handled this so poorly and acting like KD said, like it never happened, what are you doing? And then the big one that even at the time I was like, what the heck are you doing? Suspending Draymond Green the very next day. I'm like, just to try and keep Kevin there? Like, I don't think suspending Draymond or not suspending Draymond is not going to make a bit of difference in what KD's final decision is. And then the final thing, and I'll pass it over to whoever wants to go next, is I've heard some of the media say, I'll just call it one, Stephen A. Smith, that, where was Steph Curry? Folks, Steph Curry wasn't even in the arena that night. He was back in the Bay Area because he had just gotten hurt. He had like a groin injury. Quick flight to LA. They played the Clippers. It all went down. They went right back home to play Atlanta the very next night. So they just decided to keep Steph in the Bay Area to get treatment. If Steph was there, I don't think this ever happens.
Possibly, yeah.
So that's just my thoughts on it as a really depressed Warriors fan after watching that interview.
Yeah. Like I said, I don't think Curry would have made any difference because we know who's the alpha, like, far as locker room wise, is Draymond. Like, he holds everything down. And he's not gonna bite his tongue for anybody. But I mean, it's interesting. But I think as far as KD wise, I think he was leaving regardless. He can say a lot of things. He didn't really basically said, "Oh, I would have stayed." Like his words didn't come out. But I think he would have left anyways. I mean, it probably made a harder decision, but I think he would have still left anyways. But it's still interesting to hear from from both parties or stuff like that. Like, the GM try to do this and try to do that, and how Draymond even talks to the GM and the coach like that. It's kind of ironic. But like I said, I think KD would have still left. But you never know. Like I said, hey, time has went, and we're here now. So it is what it is.
I agree with John. I think KD was leaving regardless, and you could have kind of told that there were issues there because the way prior to him rupturing his Achilles in that finals against Toronto, like this was a team that had won the finals each of the 2 years before, and you would have never known it by the way they was playing. No chemistry, arguing all season long. I think, and I could be wrong here, but I think from day one of that season, KD knew he was out. That he had his mind made up already. Like, and a lot of people that I speak to, they don't like KD because the whole can't beat him, join him thing where he left OKC for Golden State, and even though he did win the Finals MVP, so you can't really say that he latched on and got a ring, but
right.
I know that left a bad taste in people's mouths, but I knew from the moment they got KD that wasn't going to be a long-term deal.
No. I agree with you. I think when
Right.
they signed him in 2016, even as excited I was as a Warriors fan, I'm like, I don't think he's going to be. I didn't think he was going to be there more than 2 years. So I'll take 3.
Yeah.
And so no, I agree with you. I don't think it was a long-term thing at all. But just to hear how that went down in November of 2018 was just very poorly handled by the Warriors front office.
You guys ever notice when players and teams make a win now move, like, because that's what I categorize Durant going to the Warriors as.
Yep.
It was a win now move for both parties, because Kevin Durant probably realized, well, if I want to win a chip, it's best if I go there. And the Warriors were like, yeah, we want to beat LeBron, so we have to manufacture a team that can do so. Right. And anytime, and this is not just in basketball, but baseball, football, like anytime there is a win now move for both the player and the organization, the marriage usually never lasts long, and it usually ends in some ugly type of way.
That's fair. I mean, it never
Right.
really ends like how Kawhi and the Raptors, and he goes there, they win a title, they part ways. The Raptors fans don't have any animosity towards him, and vice versa. So it definitely does end poorly most of the time. Alfred, I definitely agree with that. But here's my take on the whole thing. Watch the interview just like you, Bryson. I watched it a couple times, and what I took from it, the first time I watched it, I said, you know what? This is exactly what I was saying when it happened, that, the Golden State Warriors tried to appease to Kevin Durant by suspending Draymond, and that didn't make matters any better. It made it worse. It kind of made the divide even wider, in my opinion. Now, obviously, we're on the outside looking in, but listening to them speak, what I got from that was I got a lack of accountability on both ends. After watching it over, like I said, I watched it 3 times, and both of them passed the buck to management. Now, granted, Steve Kerr and Myers, they didn't have to suspend Draymond, but what they were trying to do was keep it together and say, as a team, we have to nip this in the bud now. We got to try to make sure that you be able to apologize, get it behind you, so we can be able to move forward in the season and focus on winning this third championship in a row. They looked at it as, okay, well, we got to do it in our own time. Okay, granted, but you got to see it from both sides, right? You see it from the player's side that these are 2 friends. Draymond is in his feelings. He's an explosive guy. He's going to apologize or do it on his own time. As a head coach, though, seeing that type of blow up in the game, you do not want this to linger into the playoffs. So you, as a head coach, you're the fixer. That's what they pay you for. They pay you to put the lineups together. They pay you to make sure the team is on par. Everybody's, the chemistry is fine. Everybody's working in sync. If you see that, you are automatically in panic mode because you need to fix this. And if the guys that are involved are not trying to fix it, what is your other option? I gotta go to upper management. Maybe they can be able to speak to these guys. So I understand both sides of it, but what I didn't like is the lack of accountability that both of them had. Like, I didn't hear, yo, my bad, bro. Like, what I'm saying? I want to publicly say, hey, we effed it up. We shouldn't have did that. Obviously, tempers flared, but that's on me. You know how I am. That's what I wanted to hear. What I heard was, yeah, the management, they did this. Like, nah, they didn't do that. Management put this team together. Management made sure that this team was a championship team for as long as it was. It had nothing to do with what decision they made or what they didn't make. They needed to take accountability. Just like how we've heard Steve Kerr take accountability and Bob Myers take accountability for what happened. I didn't hear that from them, and that's what I didn't like. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, I think you make some compelling points as far as they didn't really say, yeah, we tempers went too far. We went too far in what was said. More on Draymond's end, to be fair. Like, KD didn't start this whole thing.
No. Well, technically, as a basketball player, I understand Draymond's side of it, because if somebody's clapping at me like that in the game, I'm not giving you the ball, because I'll be damned if you over here clapping at me like that. Especially if I'm a basketball player and I have an ego. No, If I'm a role player and I'm somebody who just sits in the corner, yeah, I'm gonna give you the ball. Don't clap at me. I see you. You know what I mean? So I understand.
Right.
But yeah, go ahead.
And some of that is, we're just reacting based off the results. Because,
Yes.
we saw that playoffs after KD was out. That's all that Draymond did. He just pushing the ball,
Right.
getting the Splash Brothers open for threes, or getting, Kevon Looney or Andrew Bogut open for dunks.
Right.
And so that's his game. And that's when he's at his best. So, that's, again, we're reacting based on results. But to use an old Steve Kerr quote, and I think he got this from Greg Popovich, is he said, 10% of coaching at this level is X's and O's. The other 90% is about managing people.
Absolutely.
And I don't think they did a good enough job because, I actually read a book while I was on vacation a month ago. It was called, I can't remember what the name of the book was called. Ethan Strauss wrote it, talking about that whole season, the 2018-19 season and the ins and outs of it. But, like it was just pointing out, like Steve Kerr, tried to keep everybody happy and then act like it never happened.
Right.
KD did put him in a tough spot with not really coming out and saying he was staying with the team or this is my last year or whatever. But I think Steve definitely could have managed the situation better because it's not like he's been, he's been in this league for a long time as a player, as a coach, as a front office executive, even as a broadcaster. So I think Steve deserves more blame than Bob Myers does in this regard.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. I definitely agree. Yeah.
Yeah, more. I mean, that was what his fifth season as being a coach. So, he's still handling everything. He never really handled adversity like that or locker room issues like that.
Exactly.
Because he went in there and won a championship.
Yeah, he walked into a perfect situation. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well, listen, I would know. I do defend Steve Kerr here because I think Mark Jackson was a great coach. And they had won 50 games, but they were a 6 seed and got bounced in the first round. A year later, Steph won the MVP and they won the finals. Like Steve did have something to do with that.
No. He definitely has something to do
he
with
did.
it. What I mean is that, it was already a cooked meal and he came and just kind of prepared it, kind of cut it up a certain way and made it look nice. Like what he brought in regards to motion, the triangle philosophy and stuff like that. That's what got them over the top. So he definitely deserves some credit for it, but
absolutely
not all of it. But what John is saying, I agree with him, is that there was no adversity that they had to face since he's gotten there. This is the first time that you can actually say that there's a problem that everybody can be able to see. And, he didn't really know how to handle it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So that's the thing.
All right.
Bass, Bass came back to the show, man. What do you feel about the whole did you see the Draymond KD interview?
Absolutely not.
So what?
I come to you guys for all my sports, bro. I don't go anywhere else.
So what do you think? What do you think what do you think was the reason why Golden State broke up after the year that Toronto beat them in the finals? KD goes to the Nets. Like, what was your thought process with that?
I think it probably came down to like the injuries. I think the injuries had a lot to do with it, but then, KD I think KD's a cancer to a team personally. I think he's very talented for himself, but I don't think he's not the guy.
Interesting.
He's not the guy.
That's a hot take, man.
Yeah, he's been very consistent with his hot take. He's never been a KD fan.
Like I don't know. He puts Braun on his pedestal so high that he wants to be him, and the goal is to be him, but he'll never reach it.
Shots.
And I feel like you need, like, Brooklyn didn't do what it was supposed to do, and they were supposed to do it. Like, it was no way around it.
Yeah.
In my opinion, the East was theirs, but it's chemistry. I think he has that me versus, having a team chemistry, and I think that's what sets him back.
Okay. All right. Listen, we're not gonna argue with you here. That's your point, but you missed a good Jets conversation. What are your thoughts on the Jets? Carl Lawson going down. What are your thoughts on Zach Wilson? Do you have two other Jet fans in here? Alfred's a Jet fan. John's a Jet fan. Alfred said that the Jets are going to win 4 games this season. What are your thoughts on that?
I'm a longtime Jet sufferer. I would tell you that I don't know. I got hope. I mean, Carl Lawson going down was a big hit, but I have faith in Corey Davis, bro.
Okay.
I have that. That's what we didn't have last year. I feel like even it's just I like the wide receiver core. Like it's not, it's not amazing, but we're going to be surprised to see. I think that we'll be able to win games offensively. I think the defense is always going to do what it's going to do. The AFC East got harder, but same token, I think we'll go over 4. I could literally see us going at least squeezing 6 or 7, maybe 8, depending on matchups.
Okay.
And injuries, but we'll just see what these guys do. But I like it though. I like the energy. You know me, every year's a whole new opportunity, bro. So
well, listen,
I'm sure you guys feel the same.
You got Alfred there, who's a very, he's a I don't know what to call him. He's a miserable Jets fan. And
Not miserable, realistic, sir. Realistic.
Alfred is with the Jets the way Barry is with the Mets. Let's put it that way.
Listen, but at least I'm not going to go outside and huck my Jets hat halfway across the street.
Never doing that. Just
because I do what I do doesn't mean that I don't love my team. I hawk every hat outside, okay? Cowboys, doesn't matter who it is. I think I'm going to be throwing a lot of Cowboys hats this season, just like I threw it last season.
Listen,
that's the way it is.
New Era must love you because you make them a lot of money.
Hey, New Era, man. We want to do sponsorship.
It's crazy. Remember that, Barry? Remember that game where Kaepernick first started?
Oh my goodness,
bro! I threw that Jets hat straight on the field, bro. At the game, like.
we were there. We were at the game where the Kaepernick mania started. We were there. I think the Jets lost. What did he lose? 30-something to nothing or something.
Bad, bro.
Yeah, they didn't score a point that game. I don't believe.
I don't remember that game. Did he run all over y'all?
Huh?
I don't remember that game. Did he run all over y'all?
Yeah,
that was the year he just ran over Green Bay in the playoffs.
He did some damage in that game, man. I think he might have had like 140 yards on the ground or something like that game. Like they
couldn't stop it.
All right. Hey, Barry and Bryson, what's the Jets record against the Dallas Cowboys in the last 10 years?
Why you got to do that?
Just a little shot, just a little shot. That's all.
You see what I'm saying? This is the Jets fans.
Just a little.
They tend to want to. They tend to want to throw shots at us, Bryce. I don't understand. We don't throw shots at them. They want to throw shots at us.
You don't throw shots at us. What?
I think saying Zach Wilson. I think saying Zach Wilson isn't Joe Namath is a shot.
well, listen. I'm more than just a Jets fan. Well, Barry and Bryson, you two know. Listen, I am also an employee of the team. All right.
Hey, so. Yeah, you're biased.
You gotta protect the brand. You
gotta make sure that you say some nice stuff, or else they'll shit can you.
Yeah, and I'm not trying to have that happen. I look forward to shooting a t-shirt gun at halftime.
Listen, man, you see that guy at the bottom? Bass Michaels wants tickets, so you gotta make sure that you hook him up.
Will do.
And t-shirt.
Let's do. We should. Hey, man, we should do it. We should do it. I'm a 5-hour, 6-hour drive, man.
Come down.
Go for a game, man.
Come down, man. We'll make it a Sunday, man. Come down.
We got to do a podcast or whatever, and make it an event for sure.
Exactly.
That's a movie.
Bryson's in Tennessee, man. You hop on.
Oh no, yeah.
We'll get it done.
No, let's see. I think
that's a whole vacation right there.
Right. Yeah, that's a big one. No, I've never been in New York, but you know what? They're actually their final home game this season. I'm sure y'all Jets fans know. You know who it's against?
Philly.
So it's a division rival.
Nope.
It's not
Tampa Bay
rival?
Buccaneers.
Ooh.
And by the way, you finish at Buffalo too.
That's what I said.
Losses.
Yeah, I know.
That's 2 guaranteed losses right there.
Definitely.
I'll take those.
Can we do
no
2 losses? I think the Jets may score combined 15 points in those games.
We got to do an over under.
Yeah.
Nah, that's over. We're going over. Come on, man. Put some respect.
Points?
Put some respect.
You know what?
Man. Put some
against 2 of those great
defense. No. Listen, what I'm gonna tell you is they're not gonna be playing for none at the end of the season.
They'll score some garbage time points at Buffalo. They'll score some garbage time points.
I don't think so.
You don't think so?
I don't think so.
We're gonna split the wins with Buffalo 1-1.
You gonna split the baby? Split the baby?
Yeah, we're gonna split it. We're gonna split it.
I don't. What do you think, Bash? how many points y'all gonna score against Buffalo and Tampa Bay, man?
I mean, don't get hype on Tampa Bay. I don't think Tampa Bay is going to be the same Tampa Bay as last year.
Another hot
That's
take.
Come on.
That was the replacement team. That was Shane Falco. That was all the guys that, yo, this is our last shot, guys. Let's do
Flacco.
it. Like,
Sir, you're a Jets fan.
Nah,
hey,
listen.
listen,
You were in the
I
same.
respect the team, though.
No, but
respect the
just
team.
hear me out here.
Mhm.
You were in the same division as Tom Brady for 20 years.
100%.
Have you not learned your lesson? You don't bet against this guy.
Right.
You don't. I'm telling you guys, when I watched Super Bowl 51, when he came back on Atlanta, I said, never again will I bet against this guy. Ever. I'm done.
Like, listen, he won me a fantasy
agree.
championship last year. I won't even go against the guy. Him personally, but the overall team, destruction.
I don't know, man.
Okay.
That defense is pretty solid, man. That they
Nah.
got some young,
Nah, they good.
heavy hitters over there, and we're gonna see it. We're gonna see it week one. I think if Dallas is smart, they let Ben DiNucci play week one. Don't even throw Dak out there. Let
Don't
Dak
do that
play.
to the kid.
Let Dak play week two, man. Like throw Ben. Or
He'll be
just
all right, man.
sign somebody off the street and let them catch it. Like don't
be all right,
do
man.
that.
So
He'll be all right.
first we need to tank the season so the Lakers and Nets make the finals, and now
Yes.
we just need to throw the first game.
Yes.
Oh,
Wow.
hopefully,
That is sound logic, Bryson. Sound logic. Okay, just
That's
throw the
all
first
even
game.
logic.
Just
That sounds like America's team. Definitely sounds like America's team.
hopefully,
Sounds like
hopefully
America
somebody
too.
doesn't. Hopefully somebody doesn't throw Dak's ankle.
would you stop?
Whoa.
Come on, Alfred.
Would you stop?
Whoa.
You just leave the man's ankle alone. What is with you and Dak, man? I like
No.
the guy, and you throwing shots at the man.
Hey, you can't
Listen.
say nothing about throwing shots at Dak, Barry.
I don't throw shots at Dak.
Yes, you do.
saw his-
I've had you on
saw
my
his voice
show.
change?
Check
You
the
were
tape.
upset
upset
Check
that
the
he
tape,
got a
America.
contract.
Listen, I've
You saw
always
his voice
said,
change?
I've always said that I hate the contract. I don't hate the guy.
I didn't say you hated the guy.
It's the contract, man. It's the contract, man.
Oh, the facial expression, the tone in your voice, everything just changed.
Bryson, don't try to call me out on my show, man. Don't try to call me out on my show.
Yeah, you're
okay?
right. It's episode 100.
Exactly. Just
My bad.
leave it for 101 or something like that. You call me out on that one. Just let me have my show today. Okay?
Nah,
I got you.
But can I ask you, what's a realistic win-loss for Tampa Bay? Because last year I saw them being good, but a lot of people,
I think
didn't
they
see 'em
surprised a
doing
lot.
as well.
Yeah, they surprised a lot of people. I think that realistically,
But they won 10 games
this
last year, 11 games.
Yeah, they were 11 and
11
5.
games.
Yeah.
Okay, right.
Realistically, I mean, and think about it too. That was a team that everybody didn't have training camp last year. So they had to learn on the fly about how they're going to run their offense. The fact that they're having a training camp and Brady can be able to really dig in and get exactly the cadences and the rhythm and the timing with his guys, realistically, I don't see them losing anything less than 10 games. I mean, 10 wins. Like they'll have 10 wins for the season. They'll be anything less than 10.
10 and 6. Yeah.
10 and 7.
Well, 10. How's it work now? 10 and 6, 10 and 7.
10 and 7. 10 and
17
17
games.
Yeah, so they won't win any less than 10, in my opinion.
I've got them going 13-4. But for the record, I will say last year on my show, September 10th, if I'm not mistaken, I did say that Tampa Bay would beat Kansas City in the Super Bowl, and
Okay, Nostradamus.
Yeah,
okay,
I think I remember saying that to you, and you told me I was talking.
You both said it to me. I thought you were both nuts. Yeah, you're right.
Hey, Bryson, I'm with you, bro.
I'm just saying. No, I'll give them. I think at worst case they go 11-6. I mean, there are some tough games. You got the Rams on the schedule. You got the Colts, who's going to give them the run for their money. But as far as their division, they may lose one. They may drop one, like against the Saints or the Panthers or even Atlanta. Right. But they'll run through their division. That's 5 wins right there. They've got some. I think they play the NFC East this year. So they'll take at least 3 of those. Right. And so you're talking about a team, like you mentioned, Barry, no off season last year. You're talking about a quarterback that, broke into a dude's house thinking he was the offensive coordinator last year during the pandemic. But you're bringing everybody, you're bringing all 22 starters back, which has not been done since 1979 for a Super Bowl champion. That's crazy. So you got OTAs, training camp, preseason. Sky's the limit for this team this year.
Yeah, I agree. I think they are the class of the NFC by far. I think there's a huge gap between 1 and 2. Obviously, if you're gonna put 2, you'll have the Packers there. I still have the Packers at number 2 because they're still a talented team. Can they win in the playoffs? That's a different story, but they are a talented team. Then you have a drop off from there, which you're gonna put Dallas, you're gonna put Minnesota, you'll put all these other teams in that pot, that tier 3 pot.
Yeah.
But it's if Tampa struggles, which I don't see, I think the NFC is really wide open after that. Any team can be able to step up and say that they're the second best team in the league. Like I think the Rams, I think with Matt
really
Stafford,
like the Rams, man.
I think Matt Stafford is going to change life for Sean McVay over there.
I
He's
like
going to
the
be
Rams, yeah.
he's going to be like, you know what? That's what a quarterback looks like. I haven't had one since I've been here. So
Right.
that's a quarterback.
Yeah.
And everybody
yeah.
else, like, the Giants, I think the Giants are going to surprise a lot of
I
people.
like the Giants.
I think Washington is going to surprise a lot of people. I
like Washington.
Yeah, I think not
Washington tough.
for nothing, as much as I clown this guy, I think Detroit may shock a lot of people.
Oh my goodness.
I'm not saying that they're going to be a playoff team. I'm saying that for what we know Detroit to be, what they've done in the draft, they had the best draft in my opinion. I think that they have built a nice nucleus there. They can be able to surprise some teams and possibly win 6 or 7 games this season. So we'll see exactly what happens, but I think that they're going to be one of those teams that kind of people are going to look at and say, yo, the Lions play hard, and they're not one of those pushover teams anymore. Are they a playoff team? No, I'm not going to say that, but I think they're going to take steps to become a reputable organization is what I'm saying.
Yeah, you cleaned it up. I'm glad you cleaned it up.
Huh?
I said kneecaps and tibias for breakfast.
I'm glad you cleaned it up. You had me thinking you about to say Detroit.
Nah. Definitely not a playoff team. Definitely not a playoff.
Gotcha. Now, I like it. Like I said, I liked the Rams, man, before Cam Akers got hurt, man.
That hurt him.
Well, I mean, they have some depth in their backfield, but are they Cam Akers? No, but they do have depth. They can be able to do a running back by committee like most teams do. So I think they'll be okay. If there's somebody, on the free agent waiver wire or whatever it is, I think they can be able to find somebody that they can be able to sign possibly late in the season. But I think they'll be all right.
Yeah, that was my favorite out the NFC.
Yeah,
I still might keep it. I still like them over Tampa Bay. Like I said, Tampa Bay, they overachieved. They did what they had to do. They got the gold as quarterback. So
okay, so
they're gonna do what they do.
Let's do a round table. So you have the Rams at the best of the NFC. Bass Michaels, who you got at the bottom there?
Best of the NFC. I don't know, man. Pass. Can't say it, man.
What about you, Al?
The Bucks. As much as I hate Tom Brady because he made my life miserable for 2 decades plus, the Bucks.
Yeah, I think I have the Bucks too. What about the AFC, fellas?
I think it's a 2-team race. Kansas City and Buffalo. Cleveland.
Yeah.
I don't trust the quarterback in Cleveland. I just don't.
Me neither.
I like Cleveland.
I mean, they've got the roster. I think they found their coach. Kevin Stefanski did a heck of a job last year.
Yeah.
You've got the offensive line, the best running back duo in football by far. You've got the receivers. Odell's coming back. You've got the defense, which got better in free agency in the draft.
They got everything, bro. Everything.
I just don't trust the quarterback.
It's the quarterback for sure.
They have everything, bro. Like I said, Buffalo, Cleveland, Kansas City, obviously Kansas City. Who else I had? Yeah, that's my 3. I see you 3.
Baltimore will make it tough on some people, but I don't see that. I don't think they're on that level with those other 3 teams.
I'm going Buffalo. I'm going Buffalo with Kansas City as a close second. I think the Super Bowl loss is going to haunt them.
Yeah, I got Buffalo as well as the toast of the AFC.
I give you Buffalo for sure.
Surprise team in the AFC. Who is going to surprise people this season?
Chargers.
I'm going Chargers too. When you got Herbert, I'm going Chargers. That kid is phenomenal.
He's amazing.
He has some Peyton Manning in him. I'm telling you, he has a difference-making type of aura around him where it's like, if I'm here, we're gonna win. And that's just the way this organization, they have a confidence to them right now because of that kid. So I'm definitely going Chargers. What about you, Al?
Don't sleep on the Raiders.
Okay, I like that. I like that one.
Don't sleep on the Raiders. Just remember, what you call it? They're Josh Jacobs. That's the guy.
He's good.
Yeah, Josh Jacobs
pretty good, and I think Darren Waller is a top 3 tight end in the NFL.
He's legit. He's legit.
Yeah.
Don't sleep on Oakland. Derek Carr. I know the last couple of years, every year is going to be his year. I think this year may finally be the year because that team. They've been the core of that team has been together for 2 years now. So
right,
this is their third season.
It's in Vegas now, right?
What's that, Bass?
I said they're in Vegas now.
Yeah,
they're in Vegas. Yep.
So they might have that new luck, man. They might have the beginner's luck out there.
The only thing I worry about with the Raiders is defensively. They're awful on that side of the ball. Offensively, I agree with you. Derek Carr, Josh Jacobs, Darren Waller, they're fine. It's just defensively.
Their secondary is really bad. Really, really bad. They can't really stop people over the top. So, if they're gonna have to get out to big leads and try to see if they can be able to bend, don't break type of defensive scheme. But they're not that great defensively. What do you think, John? What is your surprise team?
I don't know. Like I said, Herbie, that ain't a surprise to me. I mean, he had a big year. I think everybody's putting him a little higher than he needs to be.
Yeah.
Right now, at the moment. I like Cleveland, but like I said, they sky's the limit is on Baker. I like Indy. Really like Indy. But the surprise team, I say the Bears.
Okay.
I think just
I'm with you, bro.
Oh, well, you going NFC? We're talking about AFC. What about AFC?
Oh, AFC. I'll go with Indy then. I'll go with Indy.
Okay,
Indy winning 11, 12 games.
So NFC
taking over Tennessee.
NFC, you're going Bears. Mike, Basco, you going Bears too?
I like Bears, bro. They addressed their main issue, which is that quarterback.
That's true.
And now they got 2 solid options. They still got receivers. The defense is what it is.
Right.
And their run game was solid last year.
I think Montgomery's coming along. He's coming along. What about you, Al?
Don't sleep on the Saints, even though Drew Brees is gone now.
I'm sleeping on them.
I'm definitely sleeping on the Saints.
I'm taking NyQuil. I'm taking NyQuil and 8. I'm sleeping 8 hours,
bro.
When
I'm sleeping 8 hours.
Alvin Kamara is going to run roughshod, man. They're going to get a wild card berth.
I'm going into a coma on the Saints. Okay, I'm definitely not picking those guys because without a competent quarterback, that line is not that great anymore right now. I think the line is a little shaky. Kamara is going to struggle mightily. Yeah. Trust me.
Right. All right. I'm getting good. They make the playoffs. I'm going to revisit this convo.
You're right. We definitely got to come back.
Right. We all come back. You come on the show and everything.
Right.
Do what you got to do, man. If they make the playoffs.
You come on anybody's show. You come on my show, go on Bryce's show, go on Josh's show, and say that you said that. That's fine. That's fine. Okay. Be able to do that.
I'll hold y'all to it.
Yeah, yo, what are y'all thoughts on the Bengals?
No.
I got nothing.
Nothing.
They'll compete. Offensively, I think they could do something, but
Jamar Chase is scaring the executives right now. They are worried. They are very, very concerned about that wide receiver.
He got hurt, right? Didn't he get hurt?
Not really getting hurt, but he's dropping passes. He just doesn't look like a confident guy.
He took a year off too.
Yeah, so it's like I think there's a lot of rust that he's gonna have to knock off. So maybe the expectations need to be a little lower for him. But obviously, when you're that big, you're that physical, you're that fast, you have a connection with the quarterback, they're going to expect more out of you. But I really think that they need to kind of taper their expectations because he's going to drop a lot of passes. They should have picked
Sewell. Definitely should have picked
Yes, they should.
I agree.
We did the draft show with Ryan, and that was
there
was no second guessing on that. They should have taken him.
When you look at your quarterback's knee and you can visibly see the ACL scar on his leg, that should always say to you as management, offensive line, blind side. Like, you got to make sure that you protect that guy, and getting a wide receiver, no matter what the chemistry is not going to help that, because if he's on his back, that wide receiver can't be effective. So it really doesn't matter. So
they're doing the exact same thing that Indianapolis made the same mistakes with Andrew Luck. You're not hiring a competent coach. I don't trust Zach Taylor at all.
I don't.
No
either.
Offensive line. Instead, you're drafting receivers. And while you got T.Y. Hilton and Reggie Wayne, while that's all good and fun, like you said, man, it means nothing if your quarterback's on his butt the whole time. So
exactly.
And especially with the injury, he's still got that big brace on his leg.
Huge.
During training camp, which really concerns me.
Yeah.
This is why I had my doubts about Burrow coming to the draft, and some of it was the organization he was going to.
Exactly. Definitely. I 100%, man. 100% agree with you guys. But listen, I'm about to wrap this up, fellas. We're gonna go into rapid fire. What I've never done rapid fire with all these people here, so let's go ahead and do this. Let's start with football here. Better wide receiver. We got Marvin Harrison, Isaac Bruce. We got Torrey Holt, or I'm gonna put another one out here. Steve Smith.
Marvin Harrison.
Marvin Harrison.
Marvin Harrison.
He put up ridiculous
Harrison.
numbers.
Everybody's going Harrison?
Yeah.
I'm gonna go Steve Smith, man. Steve Smith was my guy, bro. I wanted to with us. Smith was my guy. I always needed him in fantasy. He always showed up right. Man,
Absolutely.
Okay.
That was my guy.
Better tight end. Shannon Sharp. We got Antonio Gates. We have Travis Kelce. And what's the other big man? Gonzalez. Who's better?
Gonzalez.
Antonio Gates.
You got Gonzalez. We got Gonzalez, Gates, and Gates.
Mm-hmm. I got Gates, yeah.
Interesting. I am going Shannon Sharp.
I love
Oh,
Shannon
you want to
Sharp.
be you want to be on the show. I got you.
Nah,
I see
Shannon
what
Sharp-
you're doing. No, I see what
I
you're
think
doing.
Shannon Sharp was a great
It's okay.
He was
It's
great.
okay.
He was
It's
great.
okay, bro.
He was
It's
great.
okay. It's okay. I got you.
That was a good player.
I am not a prisoner of the moment. Okay, I like to
Listen.
go back into history
Shout out to
and
Shannon
give my
Sharp,
man's they
Shout
credit.
out to Shannon Sharp.
Help
but
is
he-
on the way.
But he is not in that core right there.
How is he not? He's a Hall of Famer.
He should have
He's not
been
in
first
that
ballot
quarter.
Hall of Famer.
Exactly.
Yeah, he's not in that core though. But okay, we're good.
So you
I still go Gonzalez though.
you hating already.
Good. No, I ain't hating. Shannon Sharp, yo, come on the show. There you go. That's what you want to do. Hey, that's what we're gonna do.
Oh, let's see. Better
What you
running
got?
back. Curtis Martin, Edgerrin James, Sean Alexander, or I'm going to put another one that people tend to forget about. Terrell Davis.
Curtis, my favorite Martin.
Yeah,
I would
Curtis
probably
Martin.
also go with Curtis Martin.
Curtis
Curtis
Martin.
Martin. It's a clean sweep, man. It's a clean sweep.
Everybody goes Curtis Martin.
Clean sweep.
I'm going Edgerrin James.
He was good.
Just to be different, of course.
Edgerrin James was a beast.
He
Nah,
was.
He was.
We're not denying
Yeah.
that, but over Curtis Martin, nah.
Nah. Curtis Martin is a legend. He's definitely a legend. Let's see. Better. Okay, let's switch gears and let's go to NBA. Better team of all time. We got the 95 Bulls, right? We got the 2016 Golden State Warriors. We have the 2013 Miami Heat. And then we have the 2008 Boston Celtics. Better team.
Chicago.
The Bulls.
What do they say? You know, I hate to use a bad Warriors meme, but what is it? 72-10 has a better ring to it, or something like that.
It does.
They said.
Yes, it does. It does, man. Like when you hear 73-9, it's like,
There's an asterisk to it next to it, and I hate saying that, but
right.
there is.
That's true, man. It's been etched in our heads. 72-10. Like we don't even remember that. Yeah, Golden State actually did win. They went 73-9. That's right.
Right. Was that the year KD was on there or no?
No, that was the year before.
I was the year before.
Okay, nah. I mean, not to go off subject, but that team was better than my Bulls.
2017 was the greatest team of all time.
Okay.
But I take my Bulls all day. Other than that team, any Bulls just about tied around, just about better than just about everybody.
I am going to be the only person here that's going to be very objective.
What you got? Boston, huh?
I'm going with the 08 Celtics.
Wow. Okay.
Not after that stunt that Paul Pierce pulled on my Lakers.
Listen, that team, if people remember that team, that was a dominant team. They beat everybody up, and it wasn't even offensively. They locked you up defensively. There was nothing you can do. There was nothing you could do with that team. That was one of the most frustrating teams to watch because it's like, how do you score against them? You got perimeter defense. You got interior defense. Kevin Garnett actually won the Defensive Player of the Year that year. Ray Allen was great. Paul Pierce was great. You had Leon Poe on the team.
Rondo.
That team was something else, man. So I'll be objective and say Celtics. I'll definitely be objective and say Celtics.
Yeah, it was good.
Better big man. Who would you guys pick? Shaquille O'Neal, Hakeem Olajuwon, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, or we're going to throw in some other ones here. David Robinson, Tim Duncan, and Patrick Ewing.
Kareem. Easy.
Listen, Shaq in my top 5, man. Players all the time.
Top 5? Wow.
I'm going Shaq. Yeah,
Listen,
I'm different. I like different, man.
He was the most dominant center of all time in his prime, but Kareem did it over a longer period.
What about you, Baz? Who you going with?
Tim Duncan. Hey, damn.
Tim Duncan
he was a
most
force,
underrated,
bro.
man.
I
He was underrated.
People forget about Tim Duncan. If that Ray Allen shot doesn't go in, he goes 6 for 6.
Right.
Yeah, that's the most underrated player of any sport, man.
And we're having a different conversation about his legacy if he wins 6 titles.
Mm-hmm. Nah, I think we had the same. Bro. He's so quiet, and San Antonio they all just mellow, man. That you forget he won 2 MVPs and all that. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, he was a man. He had a quiet, dominant career. Like, it was just like you think about his career, you really think about his career. Like, 2 MVPs, 5 titles. The man went to the playoffs every season that he was in the league.
Yeah, exactly.
Everyone.
Crazy.
Like, and
exactly.
and basically won 50 games every year he was in the league. It's like,
that's what I'm saying.
It just doesn't make sense, man. The run of dominance that he had was really, really special. So yeah, I respect that. I respect the Tim Duncan.
You gotta respect it. Yeah. I can't never argue with that.
Yeah. Now we're gonna end it on who is the better shooter all time. Reggie Miller, Ray Allen. I'm not gonna say Steph. I'm not putting Steph in there. Not putting Steph. It's not fair.
Okay.
Or my man Peja Stojakovic.
Ray Allen.
Gigi Shuttleworth, man. Jesus.
Reggie.
Got you, bro.
I'm gonna go with Reggie.
Reggie was only motivated when Spike Lee was sitting in the front row.
I'm going Reggie. I'm going Reggie too.
I'm going Ray Allen. If you're not putting Steph in it, or my man Klay Thompson.
I think Steph and Clay are probably the 2 greatest shooters ever.
Facts. I can't put them in there. It's not fair. It's not fair.
No,
I gotta give other people their flowers. I can't.
Bryson, you only saying that because you're in Oracle right now.
No, I'm not saying that just because I'm in Oracle. I'm saying that because every 3-point record outside of Ray Allen's, which is going to be broken this season by Steph and Clay held every single one pretty much.
He's over here signing Golden State checks right now, man.
Right. Now
Bryson buying me a dime.
Hey, man. Bryson grew up with them, man. So
that's his team. That's his team. You gotta respect.
That's what I'm saying. He grew up with them, right?
I can't hate on Bryson for loving the Warriors and seeing, because he grew up in such a great era of Warriors basketball. How can you listen? How can you be mad at that? You know what I mean? That's like me growing up. When I grew up watching the Lakers, I grew up in a time where the Lakers were dominant back in the 80s. My mother told me about the Lakers. That's all I watched was Lakers basketball. That's all I knew was Lakers basketball. So it's pretty much the same thing. So
that's me with the Bulls, right? That's me with the Bulls, man.
Same with the Bulls too.
Exactly.
Yeah.
We've all pretty much had our own dominant eras with our teams.
Right.
Yep. When I was a kid, it was the 2000 Lakers.
Except the Jets.
Yo, stop talking about the Jets, man.
I was talking about basketball, though.
Oh yeah,
right. We talking about basketball, bro. Don't end the show like that. Don't end the show. It's all about love, man. Don't undershow no hate.
You
man.
and your agendas being spread, Barry.
Hey.
It ain't an agenda if it's true, though.
Exactly. That's all I'm saying.
No,
Thank you,
the
Bryson.
show is named All Even, not one side.
That's true. We about love, man. It's all about love, man. No negativity, man.
You know, Alfred, you a piece of work. Okay, don't try to call me out on my show. Don't do that. Okay.
It's all love, man. It's all.
Yeah. But listen, man, fellas, I appreciate y'all for coming on here, man. Episode 100 was great.
100.
Appreciate the love, and hopefully I can have y'all on at episode 200. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Definitely. Hey, can we
Big
get
milestone,
a round
man.
of applause real quick? I mean, just a round of applause for Barry.
Yes, sir.
There we go.
Congrats, Barry. Congrats, bro.
I appreciate
bro.
I appreciate y'all, man. Appreciate y'all. Yo, John, what you doing for episode 100? Because yours is coming up soon, man.
Man, I got plenty of things up the sleeve, but we do a Zoom or something, we definitely hit you up or do something to anybody that want to join, to be honest.
Right,
it depends. Like I said, we might do a weekend. Like, we do stuff differently, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Well,
we do a little more differently, but we'll definitely tap in with you.
You let me know, man. I'm definitely there, whatever you do, man.
Hey, 3 more to go. Sure.
Absolutely. I appreciate y'all, man. I'll talk to y'all.
All right,
Sir.
Appreciate you too,
See you, man.
All right.
Peace. Congrats.
I'd like to thank all my homies for coming on here. Bryson, Alfred, Bass Michaels. You got my man John. Everybody that came on here, man, I appreciate y'all. We had a great conversation. Shouts to y'all. Keep doing what y'all doing, because everybody is doing what they got to do. They're making strides in their fields and their podcasts and their endeavors. So, my circle of homies, man, we doing it. We doing some special stuff, so look out for that. Shouts to everybody. Coming up after the break, the greatest segment on the planet, Dummy of the Week. On a Saturday. It's all even.
Hey, my man Barry. Congratulations on 100 episodes. That all even wave, baby. It's growing.
Yo, what up? It's your boy G Money, man. Shout out to the All Even podcast. Shout out my man Barry Grant Jr. 100 episodes. Whew. Putting that work in. I see it. I'm saying I see the time. I see the clips going up. The pages going up. Subscribers is going up. Salute, man. Congratulations. 100 episodes. All right, G Money. Keep it going. Let's do it.
What's up? It's your girl Jazz, and I want to give a big shout out to Mr. Barry Grant Jr. from the All Even podcast. I just want to say congrats on your 100th episode. That's amazing, and I'm so proud of you. So keep up the great work, because I look forward to hundreds and hundreds of more episodes.
Welcome back, y'all. So without further ado, the greatest segment on the planet, Dummy of the Week. We pick candidates on Tuesday and Saturday, and then we pick the winner on that Saturday show. So Tuesday was Tim Tebow, Urban Meyer, and the Tebow loyal fan base. They were all candidates for Dummy of the Week. But are they the winners? Nah, I'm not going to let them win. I have a new challenger. May I have the drum roll, please? And the winner is Dan Campbell, head coach of the Detroit Lions. Dan Campbell is my winner because Dan Campbell is the new coach of the dumpster fire Detroit Lions. They've been a dumpster fire for as long as we can remember. They've had great players come through their history. Barry Sanders, Megatron, Matthew Stafford. The list goes on, right? New regime. They got a black executive. Love that. But Dan Campbell is a little different dude. He's a little off. Former player, never had any head coaching experience. No coaching experience at all, and they hired him. Okay, that's fine. But what does Mr. Campbell do? Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, I give you Don Molback. Don Molback is a 17-year veteran with the Detroit Lions. Don Molback played with Dan Campbell with the Detroit Lions. Don Molback just turned 40 years old. So now you're thinking that a celebration, turning 40 with your family, your teammates, your friends, this is supposed to be a great day for you. And then your boss tells you that you're cut, you're fired. on your birthday, my man. Like, yo, you couldn't wait until the day before, the day after. You had to fire the man on his birthday? That's like Friday when they fire my man on his day off. You can't do that. And then his response was, he got all defensive in the press conference. Oh, I'm an a-hole. I'm an a-hole. I feel like, yeah, of course you are. Like, wow, of all the days to cut the man, you couldn't do it the day after? That is crazy. I'm sure you have his profile in front of you, and it gives you, his statistics, what he's done, his date of birth. It has all that stuff on the paper, and you completely just didn't see that and just fired the man on his birthday. So when he goes home, oh, honey, how was practice and how did everything go? Yeah, I got cut. On your birthday? They could, that's foul. That is so foul. That would make anybody fight in any situation. Like, if I'm on my job and it's my birthday and you fire me, I'm swinging. I don't care. I'm not even that person. But I'm swinging on you. Because why are you going to try to embarrass me like that on my birthday? Really? Really? So we can already see that this man is not too bright. Not too bright if he can be able to do that. So any of these other Lions players, they better be on high notice, because this is a dude that just does things just to do them. Dan Campbell was probably that kid that jumped off the roof when everybody else didn't want to. I'll do it. He was the guy that jumped into the garbage can. Hit it. He was always that other kid, it seems like, because this just doesn't make any sense. This is not a logical move by anybody who thinks logical. This is just not it. So Dan Campbell, I'm just telling you, maybe you need to start researching some other fields. And I got one for you, Burger King. They hiring. They always hiring. And I can promise you, they're not going to can you on your birthday. At least they'll have some type of consideration for your mental state. Say, you know what? We want to fire him, but we're going to wait until the day before, the day after. We're not going to do it on his birthday. So Dan Campbell, you are the head coach of a dumpster fire organization. So losing a lot may be in your future, but you're a winner for Dummy of the Week. That's all for this show. Episode 100 is in the books. I appreciate everybody that's been a listener. We got a lot to go. There's a lot more milestones and episodes to record. I'll see y'all on Tuesday. So until then, stay safe, stay cool. Peace.
Shout out to the All Even Podcast, the #1 sports podcast. Congratulations on reaching 100 episodes. Keep up the good work, my brother, and here's to 100 more.
100 episodes, man. Congrats, my brother. You've been doing a fantastic job, putting out great content, giving great interviews. Looking forward to the next 100, man. Just ease up on my necks. Got it? Congrats again, my brother.
Congratulations, 100 episodes. Yo, I am so proud. Barry, you are doing your thing. Keep grinding, and here is to the next 100 episodes.
I want to give a big shout out to my man Barrington Grant and the All Even Podcast for 100 episode, man. Much love, much respect. Man, keep up the great work, man. Always love. Peace.
Yeah, what up? What up? It's Mike Picasso. I just want to give a shout out to my guy, Barry Grant Jr., man. All Even Podcast, 100 episodes. That's what I'm talking about, bro. Congrats. Yo, them Dummies of the Week be having me, man. Yo, show of the year every year, man. I wish you a million more, bro. Love.
All Even Podcast, baby. Episode 100. 100. Can you believe it? I know I can. We just getting started. If you missed the first 100, don't miss the next one. Run it up, baby. Run it up.
What's going on, Barry? Congratulations on your 100th episode of the All Even Podcast. I'm very happy for you, man. The best is yet to come. Let's go.
Hey, BJ, I just want to wish you congratulations on your 100th episode. It's good stuff, man. Keep it going. Congratulations.
Hey, figure I just wear the hat of a real baseball team. BJ, congratulations, bro. Everything you said you was going to do, you did it, man. It's your 100th show. Nothing short of excellent, man. Besides Skipper Shannon, 100%. My favorite guy, BJ, congrats.
What's good, B? Just wanted to say congrats on your 100th episode. Amazing, major moves, huge milestone, bro. First of many. So proud of you, man. Just keep grinding, all right? You've gone now from the basement. You're going straight to the penthouse, bro. Soon, real soon. All right, so keep doing your thing. As a token of appreciation, I sent you a gift, by the way. It's in the mail. I'll ruin the surprise. It's Kyle Kuzma signed jersey, along with a Rudy Gobert jersey, wrapped in Clippers wrapping paper. But nah, man, all even for life, bro. Congrats.
Barry Grant Jr., the lone founding father of the All Even podcast. I just want to say congratulations on episode number 100. I'm sure you're going to say something ridiculous, just like you always do, but it's always a great listen, and I could not have asked for a better business partner, a better friend. I love you, buddy. Congratulations.
I want to congratulate Barrington on his 100th episode. I hope he comes with many more episodes, and good luck, brother.
Yo, what up? Representing the Rap Lab podcast and Q Borough Cuts. It's the one and only, the only one, the Red Barber MC. Just congratulating my man, Barry Grant Jr., my favorite sports podcast. All even, baby. 100 episodes deep. We gonna do 100 more, too. My man, Barry Grant Jr., check him out. All even, baby. Congratulations.
Yo, what's going on? This is Eric, co-founder of Cigar Gents and Gals. Just want to give a big shout out to my boy Barry on his 100th episode. Bro, amazing work. So proud of you, man. Keep it up.
100. Made it to 100. Congrats, All Even Sportscast. Super proud for you. Can't wait to 100 and trillion and 1,000 more. You're the best to do it. Looking forward to more to come. Much love.
Yo, congrats to my brother, All Even Podcast, on your 100th episode. Been on that way since day one. Looking forward to seeing what you got in store for us. I know you just getting heated up. Congrats, bro.
Hey, what's up, y'all? This QG from the Rap Lab, and I just want to congratulate my homeboy Barry on his 100th episode. Salute, my brother. 100 episodes. That's a lot of episodes. You can't be at all odds when you're all even. Peace.
Episodes, man. That's crazy. I didn't even know it went that fast, man. 100 episodes, man. You really dedicated, man. You really doing your job, man. This is made for you, man. Keep it up, man. For real, man. Yo, we be watching, man. Always support, always love, baby. Yo, congrats again.
Yo, what up, man? I just want to say salute, congratulations on getting past your 100th episode. That level of consistency is to be commended. You know, always on top of the news, how much shows you got. Woj who? I be coming to you before Chris Bouchard and them. You know what I mean? Nah, but I also want to say I appreciate you rocking with me and Docs over at Move Media to shoot a couple of your podcast episodes as well, the special interviews. So, you know, much success to you moving forward. And I'm going to holler at you when you get to 200. Word.
This is Barry Grant Sr. saying congratulations to the All Even podcast upon its 100th episode. I remember quite clearly episode number 1, and I'm even more ecstatic now at this great achievement. We look forward to listening to your informed opinions and information for a long time in the future. I'm very proud of you, my son. I'll always have your back. Take good care.
You can catch me on Instagram and Twitter at All Even Podcast. Listen to the show on Podbeam, Amazon Music, Spotify, and wherever you find your podcasts available. And check out my YouTube channel, All Even Podcast. And don't forget to like, share, and hit that subscribe button.